death, but instead the 1-2 Thorns with the name written on it of Star-Lord. And I didn't love that commit early there from Trust Me with the seduction. I get what they were trying to do in the stall, and then they all went with it, right? Crook into obviously what Naga was.
Jaro now going to walk forward and try to take this back quickly. 57% is still a decent hold on point one. Out goes the Sia from Fate that is deleted instantly. Cooper going to match that right back on Mantis. Here goes a big meteor. Does this land? Weak and throws. Tries to get an off angle. Rajaro not able to make that work as Vest, Cooper, and the rest walk backward together. Zelos now going to be playing behind the shield. Still the
yeah, Jesse, what's up, buddy?
Doing a great job on that retake. Dropping back and resetting. Everyone healthy once more as Vision and Energy now get two. Yeah, FlyQuest looking lights out in the comp that they know and love and has not been banned out. Still going to keep the pressure as Energy gets a two-piece. The level 1 Crook finds Vision. Energy again. Why don't you
when are teams going to figure out to ban Hella Namor into FlyQuest?
Pop on that on top on Raj there. Now, if you're looking at what they do, the adjustments made so quickly. You know Energy loves his side lock, but he's like, you know what? Let me go with the Hella, get that mid-range battle going. The sight lines are easy, especially when the walls are broken here.
That's just fire, yeah.
What want to see here from FlyQuest. Still has that goddess to throw up. The sustainability in the invisible boundary and Vest moments away from the slam dunk he does best.
Yeah, and we're going to see a change in comp here from Navi to try to match that back as Naga is going to be on that Phoenix now to try to find a different solution. Again, FlyQuest did a very good job after losing point early on in adjusting composition. Now Navi trying to find their answer to do it right back at them. Level 1 Crook holding on with the dance floor. Trust me here with that Psionic Seduction. But you see Energy got us a death. You do have that invisible boundary. You have the Meteor M and the Horde coming in. The big old whale to land on top. So there's a lot of answers right now. Let's see who comes out on top. Best.
That's what he does best, right? I mean, he just continues to get that neutral pick early. Jerky, I wanted to see them try to either get Cooper's ult out or just try to get him out of the match entirely there with 70% in climbing. That's a huge one to get unable to climb up for that next bit of sustain.
Oh, that bubble was clean.
The biggest threat on the field. That's going to certainly open up things, but Vision looks to make this a tougher take than they wanted. Best with the neutral as well. They're getting it done the old-fashioned way, Ship.
Are you kidding me? Still, I thought they overcommitted there. I didn't think that was worth it, but they're still holding on point, and out goes an answer from level 1 Crook, forcing that out. Naga gonna be ready here soon with the Ensong Inferno to come in heavy. Nobody falling just yet. They're coming back with the portal immediately, and they're still holding point. Vest's gonna find Rajaro once more. Come on now, Vision onto Jerky, and they take map 1.
The V's getting it done, bro.
Teams that are in danger to not make playoffs: Citadel, 100 Thieves, Reject, Envy, Chopper Mag, and CR.
And they match ults, bro. That was, and I got to talk about the sustainability of the Venom too, to keep sustained and keep the point on lock for them. Dude, that was, man, FlyQuest, when they're playing on all cylinders, man, they are scary.
Yeah, I mean, Navi has looked so good throughout this whole tournament, but I'm telling you, this seems to be a comp that FlyQuest just can't get a hold of. If they get a hold of this composition and they damage boost something like Energy, who's got 7 finals, or even Vest now with 7, and you know what, I don't even doubt that they're going to put some damage boost there, because why not? Vest is so consistent in these neutrals. 13-1, again, Navi has the skill. Can they bounce back?
Yeah, you talked about it, right? What was the big difference maker? Vision was playing Namor before it was cool. I mean, this guy has been playing Namor for so long on Shroud X. Yeah, back in the day, was the best. We really used the best Namor. And now he's able to play it into a meta so favorable. And when you have energy for the team up, man, on Hella, they do go for a different look here, though. And so they're going to, I think what they're predicting here is Navi's going to adjust. So let's go and adjust to it as well. And guess what? They guessed perfectly. They switched back over.
What is this sub-badge of stars? I have no idea.
For a second, they might switch back after they
I think it's fair to say Vest is the best fly player.
They love using that speed boost out the door, too, which is another one of those niche, smart things to do. So always smart to pop that Jeff up for a moment, but they're very, very strong on that Jeff either way. So it's always an option for them, exactly like you're saying. We see now Cooper does have one ult available here with the Resurgence ready to launch, but Rajaro's Meteor M could be the answer to that if it finds value. Coming in heavy, Smart Chief doing a great job here on the Venom, just drawing attention. Use those cooldowns. He pops maybe a little bit too early. Rajaro coming in heavy on Energy, who with a great escape there with a very fast bird. Jerky gonna take out Vision, try to get point early on as Navi is up a number now. Make that 2 on a Zelos. Do I see 3 here from Jerky? Oh, no, I don't.
If he didn't
as
cancel
Energy turns that right back. Rajaro gonna find Cooper, and Naga gonna bring back Fate
Naga's
and
gonna bring the boys back. They're chilling.
Absolute Grim Reaper himself on the top.
Like keeps getting Hella Namor. Yeah, it's like really troll that they keep getting Hella Namor.
Because if you have yourself the Namor whale to really get the kickback, the knockout, that is how you get things rolling for the team. Listen, Navi, FlyQuest, this is just a matchup. 2 on fire. Even the servers can't take it. Take a little second of a break here. But yeah, breaking down what we saw, at least Navi looked to get right back on track. For me, man, it's just how dangerous FlyQuest is in the pure mechanics in the neutral.
Cozy
yeah,
is
I like
so
what
tall.
I'm seeing, though, so far from Na'Vi. Them switching over to that Warlock comp has already shown success. It adds a little more hit scan in the back there from Naga and the Rez, right? They saw value on some of those ults. Immediately, everyone's right back in the fight. They have point priority, and that's what they do best. Na'Vi does a great job of stalling the point, and that's where on first map, when I saw them lose it like 45%, I was like, something's not looking so right with their comp, and they must need to change stuff up, but they found the answer, at least so far.
Yeah, the answer for that was Energy throwing a couple thorns and getting rid of Naga there pretty quickly. You know, for me, you got to highlight something huge. There was one roster change, and it was Melio going from Na'Vi over to Citadel, right?
Yeah.
Guess
yeah, Leg Day didn't make it somehow.
Yeah. So now you have this kind of new adjustment for Na'Vi to try to get things rolling, and Melio did play a big part on that team, so it's going to be interesting as we continue to see them. Obviously, none of them have been defeated yet, so we're seeing these two teams facing stranger tides.
I missed the perma-mewing on the Gera from him.
Such a good matchup here, Ship.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think this team is looking strong. Both sides are looking strong, but you know who else is strong right now in the meta? That is Namor. As we look over towards Namor's new skin, personally, if you're a Namor main, I would have to check this thing out. I mean, this thing is so
This
cool.
game is $5.
A lot of these new skins, obviously, in this Halloween season coming in here. Dia de los Muertos style, looking beautiful.
Oh, that Spanish tongue was good there, Shim. Al caliente, my friend, as you look at the dance, the move, and the shake there. Giving little Coco vibes as well. Love to see it here. But yeah, man, overall, I mean, what a great hero to highlight with what we saw from Vision just moments ago, throwing down the Tritons. And the Whale is ready when we come back. You know, he was picked early in that first fight. So, you know, typically when we go off a pause, it's right back into the action. Look for Giganto to make his big appearance.
Yeah, a little bit of sound change there, too, on this skin. But, yeah, I'm curious to see if they're going to be able to switch comp up. If they want to say, look at these squids, man. How cool
Dude, this game was going to
to
freak me out.
The sound effect there is awesome from the Whale as well. Just a little bit more of that echo. And hello, can we get this map? What map are we on here? I would love to see this nice little bit of, again, tip to the homage of what they're called back into. And again, the Pumpkin Jeff we saw earlier, Jeff O'Lantern, what a name. What a hero. But yeah, listen, when it comes to what we're seeing early in the matchups, trust me, as that anchor of the team, you just talked about them having that sustain, I think they've been able to identify that pretty early. Yeah,
see, my thing is, I don't know if Fly is going to need to change comp again. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing, how they adjust. They now have seen the new comp that they're going into. Do they want to try to go in there heavy, or do they want to go back and readjust the composition? Because the Adam Warlock adds a whole new element to the game.
No, for sure, and one of the reasons I pointed out the Jeff swap early, obviously, yeah, for that particular fight was the bubble to get them out, but what a great answer to Adam typically is just the quick Jeff hunting for the prey, as it typically is. Energy left alive, too, on that last map. We're going to see if he's able to sustain and not get that early stagger for the team, because the rest of them are just moments back. Again, we're setting the stage for whenever we do go into our map once again. But yeah, it has been kind of the effect of what Energy can do on the opposition, and you know, I expect him to flex over back to Psylocke if things do get a little bit rougher than right now it's going their way.
Yeah, that's not a bad answer. I think Phoenix is pretty good too, because obviously when you come back from Warlock All, for those who don't know, you have 80% additional HP, and that's that overhealth. You come in with Phoenix at the right time, all that's immediately deleted, and you're doing damage as well, and then it's very, very dangerous to try to, you essentially just put them in a very dangerous position. It's very readable to know where that ult's going to be. It's all about positioning, it's all about timing, and one thing that we need to know, when you're playing Warlock, which I think some teams that maybe are less experienced running the Warlock hop, and that by no means is Na'Vi, is essentially, when do I ult? And if I do ult with Warlock, the team has to essentially int. You have to go in there and commit fully, knowing that that ult's available, because if you're positioning yourself for that fight, your team has to know that and fully commit.
Which is going to give an advantage to aggressive teams right off the bat. We were actually highlighting this a lot when we were checking out the VODs of yesterday and teams that did struggle. But again, 4, 3, 2, 1, we find ourselves on the Warlock, as we just said, with Naga on ult, ready to go. Energy up that top end, and everyone else joining back into the fray as FlyQuest make their way back to this very point. Na'Vi, though, with that early hit on the point, is going to climb up, and they're going to go aggressive, man. Love to see it.
Yeah, and here we go now as Fate is holding on to that Fate of both worlds here with the dance floor. Crook going to have copy as well, and that's a lot of time to be able to stall on point, and that is what Na'Vi is looking for here, as they are already 20% in climbing. FlyQuest has some answers. Vest may need to land a big meteor here to make that shut down. Maybe even we'll see the Whale coming in from Vision, which is launched right now towards the back line. It does land, but does not find too much. Just gets rid of a clone, or yes, actually one. As Spare Chief comes in.
I saw that too. There was like an elimination, but none on there, and that was going to be more from it now as we continue to see the rain from above the AC-130 in the form of the Goddess of Death there quickly.
Oh, Jerky trolled.
Big one at that. Best does not miss these, but
fire bubble though.
Shield on top of the nice little move up there from Naga. Now looking at the shield up, the surge is out as we get the healing reduction. Rolling with
yeah, they'll win this fight. Naga doesn't get his ult in time.
Meteor him when you got the old primary, my friend.
Yeah, another, you know, just compliment to those neutral picks. Good positioning there to body block.
Ella Namor is so broken on this map, bro.
51% for Navi is not their traditional stall, but it is enough to give them a comfortable start here as we see Cooper ready with that resurgence. Vision with another whale already. Rajaro has an answer here with that Meteor Ram. Naga with the res though, and Jerky could be terrifying with
Morning,
the scariest dance in the game, the dance of the butterfly.
Absolutely, and that's where the Imma ban isn't as important because of what Vez can do there, and all together that damage up the beginning from Mantis is a mistake we may not see again as we have the dance execution trying to find its prey, but we got
Jerky is trolling.
Going down, nothing gonna be slashing about that, but now with the whale down, the splash zone is on, and the fear is out, slammed down is the dunk, and it's gonna find no one here as they rotate down there behind the stairs. Great job putting the pressure on his FlyQuest, but Navi has everything it takes skill-wise. Naga's had this ult for quite some time now, circling around the sun a couple of times. We'll see if they're able to break through. This is a team when they get the point, they can hold on typically as it's now 51-51.
We're just playing Imma Mag Psylocke. Like, what the fuck is Navi's comp, bro? Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Navi will likely play very aggressively. There's nothing to lose when your team can come back heavy here with that Karmic Revival. Vess building that ult.
Where does someone who lives in Florida go for vacation? Different parts of Florida.
There will be that undead squid now as you're
Florida's a really big state.
trying to do enough damage to Naga, it's just not able to pressure through it.
Yeah, Venom not always the best to burst down there. What I'm watching
I think Fly wins map 1.
The Imma shield to be able to then land the Meteor Imma a lot cleaner is what we're trying to see if he can land down best, though not connecting on that one. Jerky gonna find the best of Cooper.
It's not looking good for Navi.
Mantis once again gonna be crooked, keeping the team up back-to-back shows. Tough to land now as we're gonna have energy flying towards his objective, but Raj quickly finds and ends that fate.
Wow.
But once again, it's the Vision and the Chief that continue to give this team vision of the win here. 95% and climbing gonna go back to the point, but they will touch the 99, which is ever so important as they do look to restack and reload.
Yeah, that's all they were looking to do there. They just
I got winning this series? I don't know. Right now I think Fly will win map 1. I think giving FlyQuest Hella Namor is like an instant loss. What's up, Blair? Like, Energy and Vision, their best heroes respectively have always been Hella Namor. Energy, you could argue Bucky as well, and he's very good at Psylocke too, but I think Hella, like, that's the whole reason he even got into FlyQuest in the first place, is because me and Audios couldn't play Hella. And then he dominated Season 0.
Which is what we saw FlyQuest doing right after they took point. So now that the team's out here, but Rajaro gonna find one early, and that is a huge neutral pick. Vision,
Jerky
is gonna cancel Jerky mid-ult and shut that down. As Vision again with the whale, does that one land? Up goes Rajaro, bang! But no, not gonna find one even through that ultimate. Once more, Vision now in a dangerous spot is gonna be a little bit low, but gets immediately healed back up. Vess just playing around those shield cover, 97%. Back and forth in OT.
He doesn't turn in bubble? What? Alright, GG.
Props to Navi being able to locate, knowing Energy's not going to stay on the strange. Found him off and wandering there as the Hella born again, ready again, win again, turning the wipe to a win.
Died with the snap too.
Going to pay the ultimate price for bringing his team back from the death. Raj going to find Vision, big one at that best. Has hit these all the time. They're huge. They're huge, but they do not land that time. Now is the quick shield able to protect the team. Now trust me, once again, all eyes on the leader of this.
Yo, did we not see the Psy on the left? Trust me. You didn't see the Psylocke who's 1 HP on the left of that pillar. Wow.
Looking for the quick health pack to respawn, gonna dump on.
Oh, they got it though.
Eyes out, cries
Guys,
out.
holy fuck, I'm so tired.
They do pay for it as we are heading to map 3, Imperial Institute. And this is going to be a heater. Everybody now, nerves through the ceiling, heading and fighting for the #1 seed, Navi versus FlyQuest.
We knew it was going to be just an absolute bloodbath here.
Of course.
Why am I tired? Well, I woke up, had my protein donuts, and then some Greek yogurt with some monk fruit, and some, I actually didn't have blueberries. Took my pre-workout, had a fire workout, came back and turned on stream, so here we are.
After that, 10-10-10 across the board for
Order a blonde cold brew, I'm good. How long did I sleep? I slept okay.
Yeah, a lot more even.
I slept like an interrupted 8 hours.
Side of, FlyQuest, but again, I mean, this team is bouncing
I always
back.
wake up when I
Navi
sleep.
has found their solution. These teams are playing chess, and everybody else is playing checkers right now.
I'm just like air.
They're consistently shifting
I did abs and arms today.
I'll tell you what, this is clearly working out for them, even after losing.
Once my appetite kicks in and I eat, I'll feel better.
Back, they stay calm, and they take home map 2. Cooper now.
I just feel sore and fucking tired and shit.
Fate is going to have that ult there for Na'Vi. FlyQuest doesn't have much answer early on in terms of ultimate, so
Jerky's on Bucky, that's like way better.
No, absolutely. Cooper, top 3 might be
I like Adam on Koth a lot. I think Adam on Koth is so good.
Swinging around, trying to get some early pressure rolling, and yeah, to your point, they can either use this and try to save up the tank. They're trying to ult track and see what they have rolling on the opposition. Now it's going to be just right into the fray, popping the shield. Ooh, not a good swing there. Forced to take the elevator.
Oh, did they kill Spark? I think they do.
It's going to be Spark Chief suffering early. Can he get out? Doesn't look like it.
Nah.
Play by the strategist, keeping
close
him
though.
Ready to go as the arm of Dangerous lands down.
Anti-Assault.
Trying to find that Kraken impact.
We definitely get better.
Time around, Raj goes down, goes up. Another dip dodge.
Yeah, I better trank. Naga dies, but it's probably okay. I think he has passive rest. Yeah, he does.
Yes, right back in it again. FlyQuest did a great job baiting out ultimates and not allowing them to get value. Energy is going to find
Jerky's dead.
Now, just playing
Naga doesn't have ult yet. Yeah, I think Oh wait.
Go down from Rajar with some really good
Shoker?
there, using the
even
to find a high side angle. Vest though.
Down one Navi.
As again the res comes through here.
Wait, did they stack res?
The double res composition here from
No,
Navi
we did not stack res. Oh my fucking god, Navi. Are we serious?
Communication fumbling there a bit for Navi. Cannot have a mistake. Like
y'all need to be shot and arrested in Fortnite.
Well, and that is definitely going to be a tough one at that. It happened at the same tick. I kid, maybe Adam res now is what the calm was, and they both took it as their, call here.
Wow.
Best does have the ult for them.
Yeah,
that is just game losing bad. That is like,
had been holding it,
holy fuck, bro.
Necessary. There is some potential reasons as to why it happened like that, but yeah, that cannot be what is going on here. And oh my goodness, Vision, come on now. Immediately found.
Yeah, not be
sold. On this high side angle, throwing those squids out, and you know what happens when you land those squids? Undead squids pop out, and the team just starts walking in. Wow, FlyQuest with 30% on now, and Na'Vi in a dangerous position.
This is one of the hardest maps whenever you get pushed.
Sounds like you need to play ranked. Yeah, yeah, it does.
Room for error. You can take the high ground as these Namors and Hellas to rain down. Quite literally the hell from above. Vest able to continue to have a defensive approach too. And again, when you lose both those strat ults, now you just have to completely rely on Fate to sustain you through it. Vest can delete that if so choose and lands. And Vision though getting a little low, forced.
Okay, if Na'Vi wins this round, Fly fucking threw harder than they did.
And Vision right now. Good positioning here by Sparchi.
Oh my god, Vision just got cancer.
Down goes Vision early. Well done by Na'Vi as they're continuing this pressure forward.
Support our sub-future male model.
Vest in a dangerous spot potentially. Thinking about down into the basement, divide more time. It's essentially a forced stagger again. Rajaro gonna find energy though as down goes Sparchi, just trying to
Na'Vi win this fight.
But goes down and will give them that take.
Really trust me, drops and chases Spark there, like your team just caps and kill the Venom. Or maybe we just stagger him, I don't know what he's doing.
Just gonna recap, man. Actually, very solid win for Na'Vi. That needed to win with just the neutral, was able to get a lot of it done.
How fire would Na'Vi be if you were on it? I don't think I'm better than Trust. I think Na'Vi would be worse. I don't think I'm better than Jerky or Naga.
Again, just slow down here, FlyQuest. You're up 72% if you need it, but Na'Vi,
if I'm being honest,
just blown away with the continued resilience of this team. Again, we showed it there against what they did on Envy. Now here they are again.
Yeah, they're just so smart. I mean, they don't overcommit there. They don't use strategist line ults when it looks even dicey, even if they lose one to a pick, because they know they're still up in numbers. I mean, again, this team is
and
just
don't talk about yourself like that. It's not like
consistently find value in that.
I'm not like
FlyQuest coming in heavy though with these ults shortly, but it's going to be Nash right back.
Degrading? I don't know if that's the right word. Myself, and it's not like I'm not confident in myself. I just haven't scrimmed against like the best teams in the world for several months for 6 hours a day like they have. Like I'm definitely capable of being just as good if not better than them, but I'm just not right now because I haven't had the practice, that's all.
And that is another huge trade for them as Naga reses right back and brings the team with it.
Like I'm 100% confident in myself that if I had the practice and preparation that any of the DPS players did in this tournament, I'd be dominating.
Is not what you want to see, but you know what? Hey, blow for blow, it's gonna match. History finds a way to repeat itself. Vision is gonna get the hit there on Crook, and
but I'm still the best Star-Lord in this game. Like still.
Wow.
I can say that.
Do not matter right now. I mean, they're just able to throw down. We're just seeing mechanics at the finest level of play, Shib.
Yeah,
okay, neither team has ult, except Cooper will probably get Mantis Rally soon. And Na'Vi is not even close to an ultimate, so this is looking like a fly win. Fly stack support ults and won that. Did they really stack support ults? I didn't even see, because Na'Vi stack support ults too. We need you back on a team. I'm working on it, buddy.
FlyQuest, though, holding on to the point right now, 93% and counting, 73 there for Na'Vi. No ults available. There's been a lot of value in the neutrals throughout these battles as Smart Chief has a huge slam, bringing up the back line.
Yeah, it's looking like FlyQuest is going to have a
okay, 1 for 1. Harry's dead.
Here. Cooper's going to be right here, and if I'm them, pop the undefeatable right away. There's not going to be something to match it. You just saw all those other ults come off cooldown vision, though. They don't need
it's a fly win. Yeah, fly wins.
Gather around me, Cooper says, as they continue the relentless effort. FlyQuest takes map 1 against Na'Vi.
Let's stop, guys, let's stop giving FlyQuest fucking hella Namor. Like, think about that, chat. We were doing scrims last week. Yeah, they're on pause right now for this tournament. All right, let me see the stats. Here's the most finals.
You know, the Magneto here in this tournament, that's looked insane. Vest coming through with the MVP.
Once again, just farms it. And yeah, you know, when it comes to both these strats, you know,
Bro, Jerky is 13 and 14. I mean, that's just what's gonna happen if you're playing fucking. Wait, did they ban Cat? Yes. Oh my god. FlyQuest, they just keep winning in draft, okay? FlyQuest discovered the tech that when you play against EU team, you ban Cap and you ban Venom, and they can't play the game. It's crazy. They did the same thing against Citadel and dogwalk them. Like, these EU teams, get over your egos and just protect Cap or Venom because your entire playstyle is based around it. Or just become a god at Angela. Either one. Jerky cannot play the game because he is playing into fucking hella Namor as a solo diver on long-range maps. It is impossible. It is literally impossible. It's so cancer. We have to watch Envy vs. Shopper Mag? Yeah, we will. Like, not going to work for his VP, though? Yeah, I agree. Like, if I don't see Na'Vi protect Mag or Venom immediately, the game is over. We procced Psy, but Psy is not what the comp is built around. She doesn't set the tempo of the game, so the Psy proc is terrible. It is just like, and then we don't ban Hela or Namor with both dive tanks banned, so they just take it. Like, it is just legit. RC is just fucking Professor X in the back of his chair, seeing every reality and just nuclear fucking bombed every EU team in draft.
They get ready, y'all. Listen, we need a breath of air here after we just saw an absolute crazy domination. So reset, reload. We'll see you in just a second. We're gonna take a quick break.
It's not only letting them get Hela Namor, but it's also letting them get Hela Namor, and then also having fucking the shit that gives Hela Namor cancer be banned out. Like, I don't know, bro. It's a whole thing. When is Envy vs. Chopper Mag? In 5 minutes. Oh my god, but dude, why do they have the two best games going on at the same time? Yeah, Liddy, just chill out. This is group stage FlyQuest. Group stage FlyQuest and playoff FlyQuest are two different teams. Let's see if they can clutch up and perform when it matters most. Yeah, I mean, I think this match will be a wash. This map should be a wash as well. RC could upset DZ, but I don't think so. I think DZ just washes them. This match is a wash. This match, I think Fly are favorite to win for sure.
we're FlyQuest.
We're here in Atlanta.
And you're watching Marvel Rivals Grand Finals.
Love that energy, the energy not on the shop, but that was like you're watching Disney Channel vibes, kind of like, you know, you're watching FlyQuest. Hey, listen, man, Na'Vi has everything it takes to make this thing back interesting, and I cannot wait to see the talent unfold here as we continue on to what is this absolute awesome matchup. Easily, for me, talent-wise, the matchup of the day.
Yeah, it's been a ton of fun just to witness the raw, like you're saying, talent on these teams in their various hero picks, and they've been rotating. Again, it's a chess match with these teams, and again, we talk about the cerebral picks of Na'Vi. They always have a solution. I liked what they were doing, it just couldn't quite execute it at the end there.
Yeah, I mean, this is where I'm just like, I love being a fan of this game. You know, like, it's so easy to cast when you just love what you're watching, and at the highest level of play, I'm like writing it down. I'm like, all right, okay, if I plan on playing Hell, I'm just going to follow what Energy did there, vice versa. Trust me on the cap. So cool to see it all put together. Big ban phase. I think we're going to see some adjustments for Na'Vi as well.
Yeah.
And maybe how they approach, you know, we saw that in the last matchup. Get rid of the Namor or the Hella if needed.
Yeah, and again, just talking about like just being a fan of this. While we're casting, you guys should see us. We're just pumping each other, hyping each other up. It's just a ton of fun to witness. But now, again, folks, for those who do not know, this is going to be a selection from Na'Vi in terms of mode and map, either convoy or convergence. So it's balls in their court. It's all dependent on what
I need to flame Yoki real quick.
A lot of set plays and some huge, just cerebral team comps. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they try to run and what they choose.
Yoki, the EU teams have the worst drafts I have ever seen. Also, Citadel have the worst comps literally ever picked, ever. I have seen MRC teams with better comp selections than the dog shit they are playing.
Speaking of Marvel Zombies, an absolute insane game mode added. If you have not played, I mean, this has been all the buzz around the block.
Yeah, I've had hands-on with this PvE mode, and it's been a ton of fun to play as I was up there on the leaderboard for a little bit.
But I love to watch the stream with these burns.
If you're having a tough time,
burns or is that bumps? Oh, it's bumps. Decided to hold Ignite when people are still at school or work. Yeah, I mean, enjoy. I don't know.
Punishers, at least in this tournament, without the buffs, but man, what an insane cool mode.
Yeah, and you know, we saw a little magic. You know, maybe we'll see some more magic. We're still definitely up in the conversation for playable.
At least it's not at Cancer Chinese times, you know, where we're starting at like 8 p.m.
A lot of different options to make these builds stronger here, and you just, you know, you work your way through the difficulties. You eventually go to a more endless mode as you head to a 20-round mode and try to get through some of these bosses. This is so much fun to play. Make sure you get hands-on. I know the audience has been loving it, and I'm telling
this
you,
game mode,
give it a chance,
Nightmare 4 is the most Cancer bullshit ever, bro.
No question, Marvel Rivals represents Marvel Heroes the best I've seen in any video game. And you know, hero shooters, people vibe with it, they love it, but people just want to play their favorite hero, and that's what you get to do here in Marvel the Zombies. Getting this PvE mode, I think, you know, testing the waters a little bit. Guess what? They found a huge fish here because everyone is loving it. We want more, Nettie.
Yeah. I've been seeing the feedback consistently.
Yeah, Nightmare 4 is literally insufferable. It's only insufferable, like, everything one-shots you. So it's like, what's the, like, it's just Cancer. Literally everything one-shots you. And in the boss phases, Namor takes 5 hours to drop down. And then Wanda, in her bullshit stun.
No,
like
sure.
the double Wanda spawn with the stunt, like it's just.
You know, we've going back all the way to the Big Brain Blast, and we've had the Ultron Auto Chest. If you're a fan of that, you know, I believe that will come back eventually with even more fine tuning. And so excited to see, you know, they kind of again test the water, see what you know the audience is liking here. And again, you're looking at the charts, it's booming right now with Marvel Zombies and Rivals. But again, speaking of it, I do expect to see Zombies ourselves here with more of that Adam comp, what we've kind of come to see.
Yeah, I mean, that comp is definitely in the meta. There's no doubt about it. But like, apparently, it's not always the end-all be-all solution. With that, you know, we talked about even zombie comp. Talk about the zombie squids out there, right? Every single time you got a pick there with Vision, it would just bounce right back. So let's go back and you and I, you talked about how they got to change the ban phase here to go against Fly. Again, this is going to be Navi's selection in map. What do you think they're gonna? You know, what do you think
I think we're taking it.
They should have called Zombies to Rivals.
Like themselves an Yggdrasil path. If I were to expect something to happen.
Zombies is hella button mashing. How, bro? For what character? All I do is hold mouse 1 on Blade. That's like legit.
Good on Yggdrasil for sure. I wouldn't say it's like their highlight of where they play best or anything like that. FlyQuest kind of, you know, they're good around the board, but Na'Vi, I expect to go that way. They could.
Who, bro?
Jolly as well, or just throw us a complete curveball. We're actually finding out right
here, guys. Who on Fly looks like that, Luca? Like, what are you saying, bro?
We're going to guy.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this map, and I haven't had a lot of eyes on it throughout this cast, so I'm stoked to see it back-to-back here in our 2 matches together, but it does lend itself a lot to that 3-2-1 composition that we know that these teams can run. Trust me, does a good job of that, but he wasn't allowed to play any of those dive vanguards, and I think that was a big win in the banning phase of FlyQuest. Now, they've got to turn that back around. I agree that I don't know if I've loved the Emma ban because, you know, if you leave Magneto open, typically Vest is going to be on that Magneto.
Sure, for sure. And I would say a couple things to look out for. First, Jeff ban could be happening a lot more here now. Also, this leans to the aggressiveness of Navi, right? Try to get that point 1 immediately. If I'm then going offense first, sometimes the team that picks usually likes the other team to go on offense, but you go on offense first. We're seeing that right here, right now. Here's the deal. Energy on Hela. Point 1, it's just not there. It's so tough to get those sightlines. So bring that aggression into momentum, make them struggle early on point 2. You can get that point just as easily. Now we continue to see they're going to go with that Imma ban once again to slow down and stop anything that they would have against the dive here. And now we're finding ourselves with the same probably Loki ban here.
Yeah, again, these teams have been working on a ton of things behind the scenes, and trust me, obviously, is a very, very strong Emma player, but I'm curious if they will allow that Namor composition to come back through here with Hela, because if you take that high side, even on defense, although, you know, maybe right where the poke can get dove down, if you remove all the dive here.
Watch some ban Venom here, or ban cap, fly bans cap, and then the game is over.
Shot combination again, folks, for those who
watch this.
If you damage boost with Mantis and you go under with Venom, if you do have something like a Luna there with the damage boost, you can take out anyone through any combination.
No, we're not going to ban Hela. Yeah. Oh my god, we banned Hela. And they banned Cap. Wow. I can't believe it. But we still instantly lost the game because we didn't protect Cap. GG.
We see Cap here banned out once more. So again, the double dive Vanguard removed, and I think that's a good decision, but goodbye to that Hela. Yeah, exactly like we thought.
Exactly. It was either the Namor or the Hela. I think the Hela is definitely the answer to get there. Vision is going to lean over to the Shark if they do have that available. And with that,
I don't even have insider info, Kara.
Well,
I actually don't. I'm just not brain dead. Because every EU team plays the same way. They just play this hyper version of dive with like, it's basically the equivalent of like Lucio Moira, Genji Tracer, Monkey Diva. And you just play like hyper mobile dive comps where there's like nothing to dive or poke at, and your vision is constantly like your vision aggro is constantly all over the place, and it's just cancer to play against. But the problem is like that just goes out the window because Cap and Venom are the only 2 dive tanks that are strong enough to facilitate that style of play. And FlyQuest understands that, and they just ban them both, and the EU teams fall apart because they're shit front to back.
Mapping potential early on attack there with Jeff, even on defense. So looks like that is
Jason. Thanks for the raid, buddy. Hope you had a good stream, brother. Are you joining us for the watch party? Should they start practicing Venom or Cap instead of Enema? Yes, they should. They should first prot the one that isn't banned. But they just first prot Emma. And then ban Emma.
In terms of just having a lot of bodies coming back after getting KO'd.
So you're saying that EU is dog shit? No, they're not dog shit. I think EU overall is better than NA.
Will be on attack.
Yeah, I like Navi calling on their own numbers.
It's just their drafts are dog shit.
You know what? Put us on offense first. Let's show them what we're made out of. Let's try to finish this thing strong, and then we know exactly what they need to do to get the job done. Now, as we see the...
Oh, I think it's time. Oh, I gotta roll out of my chair. I'm so fucking sore. Holy shit. Oh! Fuck.
You know, and listen, a lot of nerves to Phoenix. Still a very good hero.
A lot of nerfs to Phoenix.
No Raccoon, though.
Yeah, come on, Cozy. Mute up, bro.
Inferno ship. Anything jump out to you?
Yeah, I mean, there's also an answer to Rocket, right? I mean, when you do get rid of that Sia instantly there with Phoenix and still find value through it, it's impactful. We talk about the damage boost composition that we've seen from some of these teams, and when there's a low ceiling, you can use Phoenix with Rocket together on the same team to instantly almost KO virtually everyone, because that 40% damage boost is huge, and when you can't break the Phoenix as it's coming down from a low ceiling, it's very detrimental, but it is very niche, and it's forced on specific windows and locations, and holding an ult for something like that is tough to do, so haven't seen a lot of it in this tournament so far. Wow, using the jump there to get up top. Very, very smart. That's actually so smart as a unit. Everybody playing on this high side as one is so cool to see, but he is immediately pushed off. So they've clearly been doing their homework.
Yeah, can't get back up there after that.
Yeah.
Off. And, you know, listen, we have the 2 Jeffs pretty much in this entire tournament here with Vision and Fate, right? So Vision look out to be a big threat here for them.
Vision is a god at Jeff.
Top-end approach, yeah, now it's going to be, trust me, trying to go on the lower half of things. And again, this kind of just closes off sight lines if you're trying to hide from energy, seeing the rotation happen there. Jerky has his job and his assignment. We'll see if he continues to do that. And look at Spark Chief. I love the aggression, but man, that was a big commitment.
Yeah, big commitment, and on defense, being down a number like that when you have no way right back into the fight is going to force your team to retake, and they are switching spawn essentially in terms of how they're going to attack, but being this separated because now some of the focus can go towards those coming back from spawn.
I feel like Bucky would be a better pick than Phoenix.
A dangerous situation, but here comes the retake shortly, and out goes that Sia with some really good positioning there from Fate.
I don't think it makes that big of a difference.
Best advantage, almost on the touch, and here comes a huge counter with damage was bang.
Enjoy Vision. Goodbye.
Shut down Vision. Big play by Naga once more, who is playing a very strong Bucky now. Spark Chief going to be dancing inside of this invisible boundary. Trust me now. You need the team walk thighs out, cries out from Trust Me. Down goes Cooper, Vest, and Spark Chief, and Navi will start walking off point 1.
Even he couldn't believe he hit that.
Help this team, the aggression, and it's all about that first Jeff. Well, first of all, if they can even get there, they did finally, but wow, locked and ready. The comms on perfect there for Naga, just erasing the shark into Sushi quite quickly there now with Jerky and Raj, able to have things fueled up for their team as well, and continuing. This is such a point of momentum. Carry on what you had there from the first bit. Plenty of time to get it done. 427 is a lifetime in Rivals. Best trying to look to slow them down. He can start that by hitting the Best special, that Meteor M. Let's see what he got.
Yeah, now Alt's going to be slightly in the advantage of Fly.
Does TTK still have cancer? What do you mean?
There to Energy, who is going to be switching over, also a very strong Bucky player. Best now taking the space right back, ensuring this cart does not move any more forward. You want to try to force as many fights as possible. The cart is all that matters, folks. Take that into ladder. If your team goes down, make sure you're falling on that cart so that it can't get free space and just force you to have less fights on these various phases. This one being the streets phase. Team's going to drop back now as Vest is going to try to maintain position. He's still doing a good job, but in the back line, team is in danger. It's matched right back by the resurgence from Cooper with a good answer. Jerky going to cancel that and take the height.
Yeah, got what they wanted out of that either way. Remember, Jerky had the most eliminations in this tournament as his sidelock. This man is dangerous here as one ball goes down the other. It finds its mark. It's going to land all blue here for FlyQuest, able to get it done. And this is exact. They had to have the win here. They had the commit, and they also had the pressure with 3 minutes in.
Naga died so fast right there, he didn't even die to the execute from NRG. How was that possible? Did you guys see that? He died to Zealous' push, and not the fucking execute.
Right now, man, keep this aggression up if you're not.
How?
I'd go in there with
the fuck?
Heavy.
Yeah, I like that initial take there, using it to take the height and just get a little more damage out. Built that all already at 30%, so big play there by Energy, which again, just those small little things are huge at this level of play. Jerky gonna find Spark Chief now, keep the space forward, invisible boundary matched right back, and they are holding, but again, down a number now, and Zelos commits that alt. Vision gonna be looking for something as down under with Jeff, gets a huge eat. Would that be able to get off map? Is gonna get walked down, the damage was on Rocket, just juking for Days. Vision is gonna hit those bubbles, who tried to set that up prior, but is gonna fall, and that was some really good work.
Unlucky.
I've got to be honest, I'm actually surprised he tried to go through that pillar, because that is kind of something you learn pretty early as a Jeff. It looks like the space is there, and you can't go through Vision as just a better Jeff player. Thought that we would not see that, but instead going to try to take that angle.
Slow feels so ass to play against. Yeah, I mean, Jerky just kind of trolled. He just had to like walk to the right, and he was chilling.
Spark Chief 2 needs him. We need him to reset. If you are a FlyQuest fan, Navi, look at all the part here as Naga's be close to that Kraken impact.
One thing that I really like there from the side when you're looking at Vision is he preset those bubbles to be able to get more speed boost towards off map, and that's something you should take into ladder, folks. That was big brain.
Yeah, absolutely. Pillar being the only stopping force as now Spark Chief looking again, can't even find any room to breathe now. Going to quickly go up to 800. Good use there of the strategist and eyes on the prize. This Naga pick would be massive then. Oh my goodness, that's the one you need as Energy finds the best from it. Again,
nuclear bubble. Nuclear bubble. Oh my god. This guy's dead though.
This is the FlyQuest special.
Nuclear hook.
From the full court.
Nuclear rock too. Holy shit, so many people made good plays right there.
And still they're going to find another on a Jerky, and that is another big retake there from FlyQuest. Jerky has ultimate available, Naga as well. The answer again from Cooper, whose job at this current moment is to counter every single one of those dances. The dance of the Cutterfly consistently going to be countered right back. Again, these teams just so much good back and forth play. A great first take there from the side of Navi, who are now being held up on the streets phase. 1:12 on here. Pulled right through. Trust me, you're going to have to use Diamond. Almost has that Psionic Seduction.
Envy's playing Cal. Oh shit, we got to look at that. We got to look at that.
The edge of the wall there does not do enough damage.
Hold on.
To anyone, and
stand by, chat. Stand by. We're going to have to go back and forth between fights.
Are you kidding me?
What? Absolute crazy landing every bit of it. Finds another Naga from
with the dive, but Skittles for sure is going to be sticking on this low.
Yeah, Cal's in.
On the Psylocke has been absolutely lethal. The doppelgangers, at least in the regeneration domain, are going to be up.
Bro, why are they doing the two best matches at the same? Okay, no. Here's what we're going to do, chat. Here's what we're going to do, okay? Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pull up, what stream is this? This is the B stream, right? No, it's the A stream. So I'm going to pull up the timestamp of when it starts. No one in chat is going to spoil, or you are permabanned. And we're going to watch the game. There's a website? Yeah, but then we're going to get audio, and it's just going to be cancer, Joe. We're just going to be cancer. Let's skip to draft. Okay. Boom. There we go. And then I'm going to put chat and emote only as well. Or sub only. Actually, I can't even put it at sub only because someone could just join it and fucking...
Is going to find that, trust me, though, even being eaten by Jeff and on that off map is going to come through with full HP and still get a pick.
This match isn't important as compared to... Yeah, but it's higher quality play.
Now they are pushing through, and it's going to have to be a forced touch here from FlyQuest with no ultimates, as Trust Me does have that Psionic Seduction.
Yeah, that's a good point. They're really close to everything. I mean, Jerky, we'll see who gets there quicker. It's going to be Cooper or him. I think it's going to be on the side of Jerky as everyone's healing in front of Mother herself, finding good mag bubble to keep Spark Chief in this thing, but it's going to be the quick punch, the diamond form, that makes Best pay the ultimate price here early, or energy for that matter now, as we look forward to more. It's going to be the slice the dice. Jerky finds it again, but the undefeatable coming at the same mark. Here comes the up, the down, the slam, the connection. No hit there, as now we find ourselves meters away, the amplifier on. Volume turned all the way up here for Na'Vi, as they're just vibing out with confidence.
And Na'Vi walks through point 2 there. That looked very smooth and very coordinated, making sure each ult was utilized before they committed another, ensuring they didn't have to...
and the Jeff being absolutely untouchable from both the Hulk instead, so still going to be able to aggressively play with the rest of the team.
Talk about no...
So
fuck! Oh my cancer, oh my cancer, oh my cancer.
Who's been the most...
You're gonna talk... liking the look of the...
and Chopper Mike can now get a...
There we go.
As well. Now go the legendary again, Galactic Legend up and in that the invisible boundary. Best gonna go ahead and counter that as well with the Meteor Imp. So a double defensive effort here. Gotta make the most of that if you're Best with no connection to it. That's one they might want back ship, as they're using a lot to try to keep themselves alive. And you belong to me. Shouted from the echoes is trust me, pushing in. This is the aggression that they continue to have and what makes this team great.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great retake there. Level 1 Krug gonna find Spark Chief now with a nice early pick on a Vanguard in the front line. Out goes that dance, so the Cutterfly does not seem to find anyone. Frozen right after landing with a Kraken impact is a huge freeze, and notice how none of the team is gonna wake that freeze up. A huge eat here from Vision, who might be able to escape. No, not for long, as there is no follow-up. Rojaro with a 2-piece now, and Fate gonna find Vess, and Na'Vi are gonna keep this momentum in OT, heading towards point 3.
Yeah, they fully committed there. I almost wanted them to reset.
Actor, why is it every time you come into my chat, you type some bullshit about me? Didn't yesterday you said, what'd you say yesterday? Your eyebrows look weird. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I can, Skater.
Yeah, and everybody's trading, but this time more in the favor of Na'Vi as Rojaro finds Vest. Down goes Cooper, and they are falling quickly like dominoes, and that should be 3 points.
That is...
of the eliminations that they needed. The sweep is that it's not just one person. The Itchef heals of 100 seconds are not enough to stand up to the Galactic Legend with the help of Month's ultimate. And finally, Envy find themselves on the board, and crucially, they've got ultimates to be able to cycle this further into better point percentage for the next fight. Psionic Seduction to shut down Chopper Mag's attempted Galactic Legend coming on through. Freedom Charge for Window to get aggressive and play against everything that Zinsari can do with the Heaven's Retribution. And if Speedily wants to go first, he absolutely can hit the Dance of the Butterflies before Chopper Mag are ready to hit the dance floor.
That's what I like to see, Cal, getting the output to get enabled as that Galactic Legend comes out, and some protection from Window on the Freedom Charge. Pethic continuously tries to harass that Raccoon as
I'm good.
is shimmy-shitting and dancing all around the walls to get out of the line of sight. As you see the Silent Seduction Zen's, he trying to make a play with the Heaven's Retribution.
You good? Yeah, I'm good.
Though now back on the point to also help cover the backup window, finds Zen's as he tries to fly away. Hacks as the fly swatter that they needed, the choke slam, but the protection from Skittles not getting contested as Speedery has to divert his attention, and it's the 1-2 Scooby-Doo to find that one pick.
But they still haven't been able to find the cap on the side of Chopper Mac. Out comes the dance of the butterflies from Bobo, followed up by the...
I just can't, bro. I just can't. I legit can't. It's too much at once.
Raj was not connecting so much on those meteor imps. If he lands those,
we'll watch it after.
Get the easy dub here because he's continued to play that real well as well. But again, it's going to be Vess and Spark Chief on the Vanguard side of the FlyQuest. Spark Chief going to open up the portal. They know exactly where to expect it. Get on that health pack early. Spark Chief now going over to the Venom, I'm sure, to go ahead and catch up with the team as they all fly in. No, going to be the Angela, the one-wing Angel ship.
Yeah, and notice the portal play there was to try to isolate the back line, but the communication from the front line saying, hey, nobody has pushed up, they're portaling, the team elected to drop back together, so nobody was there upon that portal spawning through. So again, just another smart play by Na'Vi to ensure no one gets picked in these early fights and not give up this point too quickly, try to burn some time here. So they rotate spawn now, very similar to what we saw prior, but the only difference from the strategy from Na'Vi on that high side right is that there is no trade in terms of value in numbers. Everybody's still evened out right now in this fight. Vess in a dangerous spot, going to force out some cooldowns as they walk forward. Angela there from Spark Chief, going to put some pressure on the height as Naga is on energy, and the trade is 1-1 here as Rajaro's down in energy. Zelos now falls from Naga in the height, and Spark Chief at 18 HP does go down with a chase there from Jerky.
I was going to say, Raj going down was probably bigger for FlyQuest there, losing out the Vanguard and able to push into the defensive wall, but no, unable to connect, and the finish and the flush from Na'Vi. Like we highlighted, in other game modes, you start to see the whole picture come together, what Na'Vi does so well as Cooper. Oh, the stagger is going to be brutal here. Cooper, get back to your team there. You can find the forced way, if you will. But yeah, good job here as now set up for success, have the amplifier. Jerky can try to get something out if he wants to. Cooper's still a little bit away.
Yeah, I was going to switch to that Luna, and one thing I wanted to call out as we were looking at stats, level 1 Crook on this Luna with very, only falling a few times. Luna, very diveable, though still has that defensive cooldown, is kind of in a dangerous spot right now with how strong dive is in this meta. So being able to only fall a few times like that just goes to show how strong level 1 Crook is, who is, again, that MVP at midseason Worlds as they took home the cup there. Vision now going to be engaging here on that Phoenix, a comp we don't see as traditionally. Rajaro finds one. Energy now onto Naga with the reset, trying to find more. And Bait's going to bring back Naga, so the numbers back in their favor again. Jerky going to find Cooper, and they're still holding on to all these ults as Jerky gets another. Trust me on a Vess, and FlyQuest is crumbling at this moment into Na'Vi, who are looking so strong.
Yeah, not even giving them an inch, man. And if you look at what they had to use, really nothing, right? They just got it done easily, and it's Jerky, again, just really showing up here. And they've got everything they need to continue on. There's only 1 minute and 30 seconds left. FlyQuest is going to have to win a battle they are not favored in right now. If the house was betting, looking at it, hey, we've seen this song and dance before. Zelos here going to be looking at potentially setting up the Guardian boundary to get things rolling for them right away. Invisible Barrier is going to be the first thing that's up for them. They're going to try to use it aggressively, it looks like here, Shiv, as once again we do have the in-song as well. It's going to go ahead and have the flash, the dash, and the finish. Spark Chief pushing in. Alex trying to get down Crook. The big difference maker of that team, Shield is up. Butterfly 2 effect, can't use it. Aggressive now going on to the defense.
Why are you running back in, bro?
There with the force physics
he got pulled.
He got pulled. Jerky early on, and I'm telling you, that is a huge pick. As out goes the Galactic Legend Eden by Vess, who tried to land it out of the sky. Does not work out, and that's a tough look, but does eat enough damage for the team to stay healthy. Match right back now by Cooper, walking forward here with the fate of both worlds, and now is Rajaro's chance at it, playing by that shield, but it does land, but it's just not enough. Good work on the movement there. These teams moving, the movement is crazy, keeping the pressure on.
That would have been the best POV of all time if that hit the Star-Lord in the end. Here, you saw the purple there at the end, but Energy able to dodge yet again from Rajaro. But you are going to have the res back. Trust me, getting that res is a big one at that. The Vanguard going right back to full and going to allow the cooldowns with it. Going to hit the top of the building. Nothing from there. From Vision, trying to get this team a little bit of life and finding the white room. Once again, Vision, though, does find...
Yeah, it's looking like it's a fly win, but they got the point.
Energy. Spark Chief giving this team more life. They could
oh my god.
Wow. That was insane damage on the back line there. Beautiful work by level 1 Crook to find that pick and turn the momentum heavily backwards.
Turkey's got TP going
Energy,
soon.
Who tried to make that play, who's going to force the portal now through. No ults available here for FlyQuest. No ults available for Na'Vi.
Yo, can we heal Crook?
Chief going to find one on the level 1 Crook, and that's a huge pick as that puts them up heavily in terms of strategists, just raw healing numbers. Naga on this height is very close to this ult and looking for it quickly. Playing around that. Oh, good.
They stacked.
Corner,
no.
right back there.
No.
As Cooper did the same, switching to
nice.
trying to get this pick onto Trust Me, and
it doesn't matter, but holy fuck.
Go damage mode, right? So you have one for the sustain, DPS for the rest. They do end up finding success here. Good for them.
War crime.
I'm telling you, what an absolute way to get things rolling for the team. Only 2.5 minutes compared to the nearly 5 that Na'Vi had to work with. And I gotta say, someone get this guy's skill cape. Level 1 Crook needs to be level 99. He's absolutely cooking.
Yeah, the experience is flowing here for level 1 Crook, but again, FlyQuest, a little bit of overcommitment in that moment is going to make this next few fights difficult as they are going to be low. Zelos getting that ult back relatively quickly, though, at 33%. Level 1 Crook there at 58. Fate with some really good timing I want to highlight using that Sia, that Cosmic Yarn amplifier, right after Vision landed. Good patience on that to ensure it doesn't get deleted there by the Phoenix.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's the fear going up to go ahead and stop what is a legendary, but 1-2, make it 3, Shib. Absolute pure domination there, even with the best Meteor Im for the defensive play. It's all the offense on Naga looking all the more confident.
Yeah, we've doubled
on that early trade
twice
and
in one series.
A lot as well.
Not only with a 3-piece, but 2 ultimates.
So haven't learned from 100 dudes versus Envy? I guess not.
You can't get more value than that, folks. That is a huge ultimate there by Naga, who has been really loving Peter Quill. And here comes the engagement now from FlyQuest. Energy with that Kraken impact. Seen some success in the past. Sparksheet does have the chance here to keep the team healthy in the back line, to hold on until Cooper can get that ult back. Same with Zelos, who's at 90%. As we begin now, here comes that dance of the butterfly from Jerky out of the back line. Good focus, and they do find 3 through it as the whole team is going to pressure in.
Win.
1 minute on, Sparchief likely
that was an amazing solo play. Yeah, Naga looks really good.
FlyQuest with even ults across the board
down.
in terms of against Na'Vi, and Rajar are going to try to take this space to try to get an off map here with the right click.
Yeah, masterclass in ult tracking, right? They knew exactly to go ahead and pull the trigger on the Dance of the Butterflies because there's going to be nothing to stop it. A little bit of diamond kicks in there too, and it's all but over. Trust Me does have the seduction as well to try to keep energy at bay if they go in that way now. Cooper's Zealous, they got to lock in. They cannot double ult at the same time. We've seen that a couple times now. A little bit off of what FlyQuest usually does. Raj has that Meteor Im once again. Will this one connect? Doesn't matter how many you get if the one that matters the most hits. Now as we see the seduction coming out from Trust Me, trying to land this thing, Shib, and it's going to be the full commit from Na'Vi for another 3rd defensive effort.
Yeah, and there was a couple ults there committed, but the side of FlyQuest dropped back. But this could be huge here from Rajaro, looking at Energy, who does get bubbled up. Really well done and patience again by Bass, but Rajaro still going to find Cooper, which is a huge
that was so clean from Rajaro.
On their side, as Navi's keeping this pressure forward. 8 seconds on, having to commit that ult. Naga.
Okay, Naga just literally kills the entire lobby if nobody dies in like the next 5 seconds. Let's heal Naga. Let's heal Naga, and their whole team is dead.
Trust Me, gonna find Best.
Yeah.
There's a second pick onto Energy. That is 2. Make it 3 here shortly as they are dropping away. Will the portal come through to touch? It will not at the moment.
Projection, so he can try and find this elimination onto Month. Because of that, we're going to see a strange.
We got time now, chat. We got time. Mike, keep an eye on the other game and let me know when that starts.
Winnable. They do have the numbers advantage and the point cap off of the back of it, and Envy are going to have to go into another fight while still waiting for their Psylocke.
Skittles is a problem, so it's the fact that they still have control over the point right here in favor for Chopper Macau. Does find Fidel in the process, and that's a big pick because there is no Sia, there is no reset potential as Skittles tries to get away, but it's to flip this point. It is the stall from Chopper Mac.
From Legend, actual feint that gets you the lapped instead with Fidel's.
Just love the aerial battles, by the way. We're taking to the skies. It looks a little congested out here. If it's not the Angelas, between both of these teams, it's going to be the Psylocke from the back. Speedery finds Fidel, and this is going to be a big first pick as he has completely taken out the Sia. Diverting the attention as Envy gets to delete that to bring from Skittles, trying to find an onboard as Cal initiates it. It's Jeff from Skittles, trying to find it from the high ground here, but it's not going to find Cal because he's too busy finding Dewep. It's the BRB.
Bro, Cal is just fucking, bro.
But that means Dewep cannot come in, and the number advantage.
Decided to just looking like a different composition.
Cal looking better than Tap right now? Yeah, he is.
The Cosmic Amplifier Ace.
Envy in the month of Nero. Nice little Animal Crossing backline, having those ultimates online. They have the sustainability. Nero could make some plays off the left side of this point. As I like this high ground position, splitting the attention, while Chopper Mag are playing at the disadvantage position, being on
Was
that
tap
low
the
ground.
problem? I don't know.
With the answer to Window getting overly aggressive, he has the BRB. He comes right back around, and Bobo's able to find Nero next after he tried to initiate with the Itch Jet.
Yeah, Window is
Cal is just a solution. Ours right there.
Domain and Soulbind. It's going to be the solo introduction coming on for it to push the team outside of that boxed in space, taking on Envy and the Cosmic Ion and Blood.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
To push them close enough to take Window down a second time. Now
are we gonna walk in with our guy here?
Here is where the Loki swap comes in clutch. The doppelgangers means that only the Adam falls, and he will be able to self-revive, and Chopper Mag still have numbers on the point.
This character, bro.
Mox, what you were saying, it would have been nice if you would have started with a 50% on that Karmic Revival, even though you were nearing that 70+%. Skittles had gotten down earlier from the harassment from Speedery and Cal onto that backline. Patrick back around, though, together behind that Invisible Woman shield from Fidel, who has the invisible boundary, so great sustainability. But Envy have not given up 1 foot off this point. Still contesting here while Chopper Mag try to find the positioning.
Here comes the Galactic.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're not gonna hit Cal with that, bro. Good try, though. Oh, they got him. Because he was ulting in the Suso ult, so his team couldn't seem to help him.
You don't want to use it in this fight. You might just have to, though, as Envy are committing absolutely everything. They've still got
oh, nuclear copy from Skittles. Oh my god.
Oh my.
Oh, Bobo, that was clutch.
Forced in a reaction to Nero, who just had so many players inside the It's Jeff, and Chopper Mag still haven't been able to find the blip.
It's the insurance policy from Bobo coming through to save the day. Take my teammates out of your mouth here, Jeff. The Ayamagamoto, the push.
Oh my god, it's the doctor. Oh my god, it's the doctor.
Skittles and Duet get taken out.
Holy shit.
Win that watched. Full counter dive composition, but they don't have the space. Envy are going into an overtime fight in a matter of months.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like you see Bobo up on this high ground. Is this the swap that you really want to go for in this final fight territory that you're risking yourself?
Sonic would have done that last patch as well, yeah.
About to have the silence
yeah, she would have.
But keep your eyes on Nero right now. He has the Itch Jeff. Pathic does find him out when they try to use a team up between the Namor and Hela, but they have that BRB. Silent Seduction, overtime ticking away, and Fidel's got the survivability with the invisible boundary. But the drop kick, the choke slam, you get the safety and you get the space. Well, Pathic is trying to take this 1v1 versus Cow in the back, who wants to build into this Galactic Legend, while CC, the It's Jeff, find the Emma.
No dance to the butterflies to slow Nero down this time. Envy with the Eye of Agamotto finds the connection. Slow Nero
and then the doctor hits again.
Envy with the Eye of Agamotto.
Wow. Is Envy back, guys?
X-Protect is good with high ground in that first point. Well, guess what? You get to mix up from if you want to go up on the high ground, try to check
you did management generation being to
speed. They're going and Cow, yeah.
They read the Ultron.
They're using Thing to break spawn hold? Interesting.
Really good adaptation already off the gates, too. I like that quick swap up in their scene. Chopper Mag actually, we're giving them some space by this choke, too. Look how back Chopper Mag's actually holding, while you currently see Skittles, once again, trying to play around by that side spawn gate before drifting back. But they have to be careful. You think you're safe up on the high ground. You think you're safe on this bridge. Even though you got the Ultron right alongside you, the same thing with the Rocket. Be careful with
Cal can play support, too, though. Like, Cal is, like, good at Ultron and Adam. He just doesn't play Jeff, but I don't think Tap plays Jeff that much either.
Try and commit deep onto the backline. They're just going to be struck by the Yancy Street charge and stuck quite literally at
okay, I actually like the Thing here. No, the Thing is actually nuclear. He's playing into double dive tank. They have like low damage as well. Thing is good here.
From the rest of the team might be slow, but Hurricane is still going to be able to build up super fast, and Speedily is already post range of Ultron to stop any momentum taken from the defensive ult.
Up just dash so fast right around inside that Omega Hurricane. The invisible boundary. Zenz, he couldn't do anything. He literally got pushed in by the Invisible Woman month. Also going to be able to hang out by the back end because Skittles up on the high ground. He tries to get it. He gets him at the very end, but the safety of the Goddess of Death to protect his fellow duelist as Cal does not stop.
Oh my goodness, Window uses the jump up tech against the Flyers to try and knock the Ultron down. And Chopperback, no, okay. This is up. The strategy is done. You can't run Flyers into the composition that Envy has adapted, and that is the danger of running a defensive composition into an offensive composition, because the attackers get to scout it and swap.
Who counters Angela? Anyone with hard CC? Bucky, Sue, Mantis.
On the wall. Now he's on the floor, on the objective, stalling it out for the rest of his team to be able to come on through. But Envy are going to be able to shut it down almost immediately with the meteor and putting the direct connection onto Zenstarry. It's just up to Dua on the Captain America with the Freedom Judge to give Chopper Mike any opportunity.
Alright, but I want to see draft too, Mike. Iron Fist, yeah, Iron Fist too. Yeah. Envy are back? Yeah, they look like they're back. They're just dominating.
Envy clearing Chopper Mag as they desperately try to put in the portal to recontest. Well, guess what? Nothing that comes from it as they point. Which
looking for
starting draft. Alright.
Alongside Bobo on the solid.
Go in yet again with something that slowed down what was the absolute heat here in Ignite from Na'Vi on Wakanda.
Yeah, and again, I think Trust Me is really.
What do they brought here?
And obviously, for those who don't know,
I don't think Midtown Hella Namor is that good. So we'll see if they brought Hella for Mantis. Okay, they're playing for Mantis, mismentioned.
With some help of teammates, but very much
next Fly will ban Cap, most likely.
Locked a ton in this tournament, a very strong Vanguard that bullies frontline, and if you're going to be running triple, having a Vanguard that can bully the frontline is a huge win. Again, even more value here and locking out.
I have no idea what either team will be in here. I think Fly will ban Cap. I don't know what Na'Vi bans.
A huge bump in terms of where he's located in the meta.
Absolutely. I mean, they're sticking with what has worked there, and no damage boost for FlyQuest and those lanterns that cover the entire map. I swear, you look at Captain America being banned again. Trust me.
Is it Hella last ban?
As we just pointed
or does Energy, or does Fly brought Hella here? You can't brought Hella because they banned Namor, and it's just kind of like no point. What's up, JB?
Go with what the game plan has been. If you're FlyQuest, you should expect that though, and adjust your back.
They brought Jeff.
Going to
maybe not. Maybe Bucky.
To be potential. You know,
they do prod Hella, okay.
Hella is what I was hoping though.
Yeah, they're gonna lock out.
Bandit and Namor.
Again, yeah. See,
Namor's
that's the tricky thing, and that's again just smart play by Na'Vi. That's a comp that they run so successfully. Let's remove it right now. I have no doubt. Unless something, maybe they do a Vanguard, I guess, to help shut down the triple. But odds are it is going to be.
It's
Namor
not the same
here.
draft. Last game, Mike, they banned
Vanguard for themselves. Yes, that
Hella
is
instead
the
of Adam.
So,
but I like the Adam ban on this map. They just don't want to deal with that spawn hold bullshit.
And honestly, I think maybe you can still rotate and have Vision go over to the Jet. The Psylocke save though, why not with Jerky? And what he was able to do, again, the new addition to this squad is really showing up for the part with the ban now. They're gonna have the team up with Emma. The Jeff is going to be banned.
I mean, I guess because it's Fate, but
in the form of the baby shark. Jerky showing Iron Fist. Don't think we'll see it, but a little tip of the cap maybe to
Butterflies should slow down Envy's push here. They don't have a Strategist ultimate to be able to prevent it. And if they stack,
just because Jerky just they're just really comfortable with having Jerky on side.
Yeah. That cosmic amplifier. But for Chopper Mike, they need to win that fight, and Window might just take it first. Clobbering Time's going to be able to connect onto.
Pethic is on.
Look where Pethic's positioning is. Well, Cal gets
the devil though.
Because being on that Daredevil, he can see where Speedery is and Month, but you don't really have to call out where Speedery is if he's going to harass our back line. It's Clobbering Time from Window as Fidel lingers back, has to see it. Now you see it, now you don't. Just immediately right afterwards, by the way. Nero and Cal, though. Cal has not been stopped once. This is the
I don't even hate Daredevil here. I don't think it's that bad.
From a damage boosted Hella.
Oh my goodness, Soul Trainer into Sedation.
Could be good on paper.
Nearer to be able to find the damage onto Zenstarry before the Venom can make it out. And Chopper Mike, Zenstarry, the Venom is one of the heroes that you're relying on, just going onto the objective and stalling out long enough for a regroup to come through from the defenders. And the longer you wait, the more aggressive the rest of your squishier players have to go in.
Oh, Daredevil's trolling. Oh, Pethic's fine, okay.
Is in a little bit of an awkward angle there, as Cal is going to be playing a little bit above the sky, which means he's at least outside of Skittles' ultimate.
Yeah, y'all didn't see that, but unfortunately, they kind of pay for it here, too, because he can't clear out that space with the damage output.
Naga doesn't know what he wants to play right now, buddy.
Another swap there to the Bucky, who is just so strong in this meta. We've talked about it already in this match.
Yeah, I'm on it, Mike.
Is going to be on that Jeff. Cooper on the Mantis that does get through in this moment. It's going to be heavily damage boosting Energy, and we'll see Energy a lot of the time using that.
Sparks one shot. Enjoy.
Backline. Sparky falls though from Jerky, and you gotta say this Psylocke has looked so good. It may have been worth removing.
Yeah, Jerky there with the quick finish. If you're Smart Chief, you got to identify that they have everything to stop you in your tracks there, and you can't get that early pick now. Now that forces FlyQuest to completely rotate back and give so much space to Na'Vi on a point, you know, that they both have Strange, they have access to the portal. Jerky finding himself at 1 HP twice. Wow, lives through it. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, I think people are, I think people are really, really tired of spawn holds. Like, it's very gimmicky. And it's an entirely different style of play, and like, teams are just opting to just not play for it at all and just ban it and just play the game normally.
Not sure how I feel. I guess they are just going to try to fall on point here to bide more time, but not sure it was necessary. A little bit of maybe overcommitment, or just likely going to see a switch up here in comp.
Again, both these teams punch their ticket through, but
it works on Araco with this map, and it can work on Yig Path. It's just harder. It's not really that successful on Yig Path.
Locked and loaded here, but plenty of response there from Trust. We're just going to go ahead and use this. Oh, defensively doesn't even want to use the Meteor Imp. Trust the full rotation and the respect there from his team. Lockstep and communication energy, just trying to find something from it. Wow, what patience from the team.
Yeah, I mean, really good movement there. Trust me, gonna find Cooper early on here with the Meteor Ram, and there goes that boundary, and that Meteor lands.
Oh, Best got Jerky. That's massive.
And you're not the only one that can throw the rocks here, as Smart Chief gonna engage here with the Feast of the Abyss very shortly. The combination, using those tentacles first to do even more damage. Essentially count to 2 to land it at the same time as Energy now finds Naga.
You have a favorite map? Yeah, Yig Path.
Good trade for Fly, who are coming back with a vengeance. Level 1 Crook in a dangerous spot. Out goes that Crystal, burning 25% of the HP of the max HP of anyone you do pull that from.
Jerky died on a really bad timer. He died whenever the Tranks were ending, so he couldn't use his ult to secure the fight, unfortunately. But if they go fast enough here, I think that they can win. I just don't know. I don't know if they'll, like, how fast Jerky will go. This is kind of tricky. I don't know if you can kill through everyone when they have all their cooldowns.
Minute 19 seconds left, man, and they have the whole recharge on the ult. Looking at it, Vision gonna go ahead and just try to separate the team here.
Wait, did he ult and then cancel it and die?
Respond to it, finds 2, including Crook, who's got it.
Okay, okay, Navi's trolling. Navi's legit trolling.
As he's now just trying to find a nice little hotel suite for them.
Yeah, and this is a 4 stagger. This is a really good plays. Wow. The neutral pick from both. I mean, again, we saw that early pick there from Vest. It was matched right back.
Looking like a fly full horn.
FlyQuest still holding on to his ultimates. Even through
they legit have fucking 5 ults coming up, bro.
Nervous at the moment. Looked so good off the start.
But I guess Navi has 4?
And really making some big plays. Energy
yeah.
On here with the
this could be anyone's game, actually.
An answer, invest as well to try to counter potentially Naga, or make a big play on a Jerky if available once more.
Oh, they stacked Star Side. GG. That's really bad. Fly could still win if Navi trolls, but Navi should win this fight. You never ever stack DPS in support ults like this. This is best of 3, best of 5, best of 3.
As the sword is out and Jerky's looking for what they've done so good now. Trust me, trying to follow up as well. We have no connection. Ults are flying, Qs are pressed, but no limbs in the grave so far now as Vest pushes forward, has that Meteor Imp as well. Disappear up. This is going to be that moment. Fate.
That was a huge feast right there on a level 1 Crook in the back line who was trying to stay healthy, but the dive is just too much. Vest lands, but it does not find enough value. Yes, it does.
Yeah, they get the full hold.
There, and everyone is falling now as OT ticks down. That's another pick here for Vest looking towards the back line.
What that could come from the risk of being in the line of sight of that goddess of death.
This should be the swap. They never heard from Cal, but no, he's actually going to commit to this. I mean, this angle here for the Hela is actually really, really strong, and because they know he's still on the Hela, they can't actually commit in until Envy round the corner.
Up our money.
Which means the window gets to clear out the Daredevil first.
He was trying to be sneaky too by the wall, and he said no. And then he gets right back by the BRB.
Hela's got to be so cancer to play against Chopper Mag's comp, bro. We're playing a double dive tank, Daredevil Psylocke, like.
From Chopper Mag, Ethic, let the devil out. Everybody within the domain as Zenz gets the tether, finds a double strategist, and Envy are dropping like flies, while Chopper Mag, they take control of another team fight.
There's the Winter Soldier. Winter is very much in season here.
Yeah, Bucky's way better here.
They've got a clobbering time to open up the space as well. Nero's also going to be swapping over to the Cloak and Dagger to be able to use things like the Terror Cape, the vulnerability applied to these dive components coming on through from Chopper Max, and making it a little bit harder for Zinstari and Duep to hold their positions and on these Vanguards and set up the spaces for both the Psylocke and the Daredevil to commit. There's Zinstari with the commitment into the Yantisu Tribe, into the vulnerability, but Chopper Mag, it was a bait! They made it look like the Venom was vulnerable!
Yeah, Psylocke,
enjoy. Instead, Dance of the Butterfly sounds off, and Envy find themselves robbing the sleep out of their eyes and waking up and respawn.
Maybe get some cough charge. The backline of Envy and the rest of this team. While he dived in the drawing board.
Wait, how does Window kill Pethic here? What?
On that Winter Soldier possible reset here. While he dived in the Captain America from newvid. Wants to waste more time away from Envy with less than 20 seconds on the clock.
Great hook coming on.
Enjoy.
Cal, but he's just too squishy. Windows all the way in the backline, disrupting both of the strategists. The undivable composition is not unspearable as Window is going to.
Sai is so undertuned. Yeah, she is.
However, without the Angela there to absorb all of that pressure, Chopper Mag just go aggressively at the rest of the team.
Lights out from Chopper Mag. That defense, they just put him in a kill box over and over.
As well, Jerky's gonna have to get a lot of free little hits there, but it's not gonna find success early, as now it's gonna be Vision getting the quick pick. Jerky could be having to swap over
Was Jerky
to
dead?
Strange. No, it's gonna be probably Trust Me in that role instead. Holy, Spark Chief finding the whole lunch.
Yeah, that was a huge play from Spark, heavily distracting the back line, looking for another. Vest gonna clean up Naga, another fall here from Fate, and this is a huge take here from FlyQuest and Momentum, trying to hold them at the door now. They may not be able to get the portal through. Yes, they are, as the portal is starting here from Rajaro, as it will fight right near exactly where they're looking for this ambulance. But again, that was a fast take, really well played by Spark Chief onto the back line, coming in, finding two after that is a huge play, and here goes the next fight now. Spark Chief available with the Feast of the Abyss goes down. Energy gonna find Naga, a huge eat there of the Feast, and out comes.
No, it doesn't matter. A cloak ult, but that means that they get better support ult guaranteed.
Building towards that ult, trying to res on top, but not enough percentage just yet, as Jeff is gonna find that pick, and that could be huge. Back in here, the team just trying to focus up, ensure that it's not on the bond, and try to take that 1v1 as a match again with the dance floor up in the sky. And here comes a huge throw, but it does not land this time. And once again, another ult here from Trust Me, trying to make them walk in trance with the Psionic Seduction, kicked into a wall on the back line, matched right back once more by Jerky with the Galactic Legend. But
about to say, let's steal Jerky.
Is just trading and positioning as Spark Chief gets the first pick, make it now matched right back by Jerky onto Zelos, onto the strat line.
Yeah, now Naga's going to have potentially the chance to come back. A great job from them being and having patience over and over in the sustainability. But
this is looking like Fly is gonna win this fight. Yeah. Spark has another fucking chomp. Oh my god, Cooper lifts. Oh my god, Cooper lifts. Wait, rise, my friends. Wait, hold on.
Quick success of Fly now trying to get and move on, but everyone's coming back into this fight. Minute 40 Shib on the clock. The ults are
okay, no way Fly loses. No way Fly loses. Yeah, there's zero chance Fly loses this fight.
But no, by Spark Chief.
Spark Chief finds one there onto the back line, frozen immediately low. Down goes
wait, Spark might have ran it. No, he's fine. Yeah, I know, that was lights out from Fly.
Take home the first.
Alright.
To give them a little bit of caution and not likely going to commit. They would probably try and pull back, and it would allow Envy a actual stable position on the objective where the Winter Soldier would shine.
Aside from the Phoenix, aside from the Star-Lord that we've seen for this 3.
But one. Perfect. Exactly. Find that he could as well go back to spawn and go for something like a Moon Knight play, or they're going to commit to the dive and come at it from two different angles. Box Envy in while putting pressure on the objective at the same time.
As Duop is trying to do exactly that, but you have to be wary of those Groot walls. Something that Chopper Mag cannot utilize for themselves, as it was banned against them. But Window being able to try to block them out, try to cover their backs and isolate the Captain America if they can, will allow them to have the advantage in terms of number. Pethic falling incredibly low. He manages to survive as Window, a man of many words. I am Groot before he pushes.
I do really like Chopper Mag's comp. I think their comp is super good.
They have to make sure that their backline is still safe, but it is a mess. As a
oh my god, that chomp.
Finds a 6-man here, finds everybody, but they are saved. No anti-heal follow-up as Nero has the Sia.
Yeah, I mean, Envy, this is perfect positioning for both the Rocket, the Invis, and the Cloak and Dagger to play. You're all stacked up. You're all getting all of those heals off of the AoE, the Pierce from the Invis, the AoE from the Dagger, and the bounce coming on through from those Rocket Orbs. And there is the counter. Chopper Mag pull out the Moon Knight, but it's a little bit too late. Envy have already repositioned around it so that they're not going to be as stacked. Dance of the Butterflies try to punish. They split so that the Moon Knight didn't find the pickup. They spread now, and it's going to
Skittles.
be Skittles. Skittles manages to take free into spawn, managing to find the auto-elimination because an enemy can't be alive in your spawn.
And you could only bring one back off that BRB, and unfortunately for Cal, after he comes back,
the Meteor M, it doesn't absorb the ultimate, but it does allow the Magneto to float above the hitbox of it, so he is still
and fight for a duo, bro. Look at what I'm doing right now. You think I'm playing ranked right now?
Comes the Feast of the Abyss, the follow-up with that anti-heal immediately takes months before the Cloak and Dagger can get any form of sustainability, and Chopper Mag are
Alright, be fake dead.
to drain Envy's resources and players.
And it's really important too when you want to build into
yeah, now you're backspacing, trying to figure out what else to type, because I got your ass.
The rest of Chopper Mag, they're clearing out the point. Envy try to stall for as long as possible after using that portal to recontest in their hand of Conchu before that next checkpoint.
Envy are going to be changing up the composition speedily, goes over to the Daredevil, Cal the Mantis for the damage boost. This is going to start shoring up their ultimate economy too. The Mantis is going to be able to let them catch up to Chopper Mag's ultimate economy in no time at all, which means that Chopper Mag have to go fast, have to go aggressive.
Not even be fake, yeah. Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Just a huge distraction. Bobo comes out with the dance of the butterflies. Everyone was looking at the Venom.
We literally saw 3 members of Chopper Mag jump the back line of Envy. It was Dewup, it was Bobo, and it was Zenz. But the follow-up and getting that BRB
Envy no quad. Did you just spoil this series, bro?
Much done for Envy to bring Cal right back around. That will resurgence shortly too.
Did you actually just spoil this series for everybody?
Back together after Window is able to
like you can clearly see we're not like watching live, right?
Into his own Sia has Skittles. Can he make another itch jet play as he tries to isolate Cal here? Just try to tilt him as he gets around the other side of that wall.
Oh my goodness, the line of sight prevents Cal from getting eaten, which means Soul Resurgence pairs with Let the Devil Out, and Chopper Mag are going to be stuck inside spawn for a little bit longer. Envy slow the fight down entirely, and now just have to worry about the combination of Feast of the Abyss and Dance of the Butterflies as we barrel towards an overtime fight when they've got everything to be able to shut it down.
Envy looking to end it right here. They may not have even needed that second checkpoint here as Heaven descends on top of the bridge though. As you currently see Window taking a lot of that damage to Sia to meet him on the other side. He gets punished at the hands of Bobo Banero with the BRB, brings him right back. Eternal Bond as we elongate this fight. Overtime. And Meteor M though, to find his mark before dropping down on top of the card.
Dance of the Butterflies comes on through alongside Feast of the Abyss. Cal gets taken down. Envy still have players up, but they don't have ultimates to be able to actually have the damage to find the eliminations. Bobo gets the second.
No, Envy are not winning this fight, bro.
Rocket healing, and that alone is not going to be enough. And it's all up to a huge clutch coming on through from Chopper Mag in the overtime. We head into second.
3 minute there in that next
Captain America, huge portal comes on through from Kalush, flipping the map location entirely, avoiding Chopper Mag's aggressive dive setup, and now Chopper Mag
he just eats his entire team that dies.
Immediately with the amplified damage coming on through from the Cosmic Amplifier, and Envy holds strong, regaining control of Choke.
I was expecting Skittles to be the MVP savior for Chopper Mag to get them out of the line of sight of Speedery, but guess what? He fell victim himself as Kaluj gets the follow-up. Cal goes down, no BRB to bring him in together, but Speedery is cleaning up what is left of Chopper Mag off of an amazing back play with that portal to recontest, but they're dropping like flies now, Moxie. I have Agamotto online for this next fight as Window also
onto at least being played Venom Sash.
There to protect the team by the choke. The double window, as you can see up ahead.
Wait, why did we cap ult?
Getting into a position with Bobo.
Oh, because the Psy
Butterfly's window is there to protect the team by the choke. The double window, as you can see up ahead, as he brings his entire team together. Month looking at that Eternal Bond. And Cal is going to be able to clear the space with the Galactic Legend. He sees the Sia, and the Feast of the Abyss gets shut down as Zenz does not have the follow, but it's Pet Thing to follow in the back while Cal is trying to harass him on the other side. Envy.
Yeah, no, Nightmare 4 is so cancer, bro.
To get that follow-up, and they're right there.
There's no portal. Envy have to. He comes on through from Jeff. Skittles carries them out of their spawn and off of the back of that. No.
Wow. Chopper Mag win. Wait, let me see the scoreline. Oh, come on, bro.
The Galactic Legend was going to be coming on.
Ultimate rotation to the.
Psylocke is broken.
Might be behind us, and the pivot was that, and it meant that when those ultimates were.
Well, we don't know. We have to see the outcome of this game because we're not caught up.
When you that Envy are putting
also with that Venema,
it's her double, which means that Dance of the Butterflies is going to be charging and
you know what else is brain dead? going onto someone's watch party stream, seeing that they're watching a match that they're not caught up on, and then spoiling in chat for everybody.
Because in that line, Adam Warlock just
coming earlier today, almost topple the most amount of final elimination records that we've seen coming on from all of our duelists on this part of the stage. As we're actually going to get to see a low-key ban come through late from the side of Chopper Mag as they see the Adam save, and they cannot afford to let Envy gain access to the stall cycle that is God of Mischief.
Are you retarded? I didn't even see the game.
Actual
bro.
comic revival.
I'm not dealing with your shit right now, bro.
Envy can't rely on that you were mentioning about Chopper Mag when you
just get the fuck out of my chat.
Try to get that team up.
You can unban requests later whenever you're just not giving me cancer, but you just come into my chat, you just type a bunch of bullshit 24/7, and then you ask if I'm retarded. Like, get the fuck out of my chat, bro.
Within our series between Chopper Mag
I'm not in the mood for bullshit right now.
Is underway, everyone. Welcome to the Marvel Rivals Ignite.
I like just banned him coming, being brain dead.
It is the last day for group stages here, and we will be saying goodbye to a total of 4 teams between Group A and Group B together. And Envy do not want to be one of those teams on the chopping block.
Envy do have the wombo combo though. Window gets the group.
I can't stand when people say, "Are you retarded?" It is like the most condescending, just AIDS fucking thing anyone can ever say. Like, I hate that shit, bro. You ever want to get banned in my chat? Ask if I'm retarded. Like, fucking brain dead.
With no duelist. Relying on
if Reject gets 2-0'd by Dark Zero and Envy wins a game, I think they can still win. Yeah, we'll see.
Alright, what month is it here? Getting a little bit of deja vu as Chopper Mag, the good Zenslari's positioning on that Captain America up on the high ground before finding an opportunity to get the follow-up. And you mentioned about the team up together with the Ember Frost, where you get it with that Magneto too. That's why I highlighted that of Envy that Kalush cannot rely on since they don't have access to that. But talk about that damage output, Cal forcing Chopper Mag inside that side building.
Back to Ignite.
And
Who
together
cares?
with Window, the fact that they have the group is so strong on this map. And
if Envy loses, they're like 100% out. I think them losing that map makes it like even harder for them to qualify, but not impossible, right, Mike?
They like both the Loki and the Invis and the Jeff to start pushing the ultimate charges so much faster to keep pace with all of the damage that Envy is.
I don't know, Justin. They're just brain dead, but like whatever. Who cares?
Conditions come on through from Envy's end. Jeff Nado is something that Chopper Mag do have to worry about though, because whether or not Skittles goes.
They'd have to. Okay, so they can still qualify. So they're not completely out. So they are completely out if they lose this series, or if they drop a map to VP.
In the distance here as the Omega Hurricane comes out right on time, while Penthic goes up to the sky with a Meteor M, sees a Sharknado, but that danced around at the invisible boundary, forced out instead, as Fidel is going to be able to save him for now, as how Skittles was waiting at the very end to have his own invisible boundary. He gets booted out here. It's
oh my god.
Bobo with the itch.
Bobo's still alive.
Able to find Penthic in the process, and Window goes out because of Bobo.
What happened to Envy? Meta shift, bro. I don't know.
Hug.
I mean, Bobo had the iframe still. If you didn't know,
I think that they have the issue with identity on their DPS line as well. Like
in the Eid animation where he's cycling around the players, he is entirely undamageable. So the Meteor M connection was just a little bit too early.
Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe that's wrong. I don't know what's going on with Envy, honestly.
Coming on from Cal, and Envy are going to want to push on forward. They've got the Strangling Person, they've got the Kraken Impact, and Chopper Mag don't have an answer outside of a regeneration domain.
Put that shark on display on Ebony Island here as Cal
Window
down here, looking to get these resets. Seeing right ahead of you when you have a Loki, you have that opportunity.
Cal is cancer. Cal is cancer.
He gets saved, and even right behind these group walls, as Window tries to harass him, they keep trying to kite away, as we saw before, Mox. And Nero does have that It's Jeff, but I like the repositioning as Cal is getting enabled, followed up by Kalush to find these pigs.
Skittles denies the echo chamber of the again with the displacements of the doppelgangers, and Bobo gets another eat. Can they find the eat into eat though from Nero? No, he's not in time, and instead he has to settle for second best prize. Throwing Perfect off.
Yeah, Envy just loses to Chopper Mag. GG.
And continue holding Envy as we go down to under a minute, and Envy are in full panic mode. Speedily's over towards the Phoenix just to try and find.
Yeah, I think Torch being out of the meta is like really hurt this team. Like Speed was, probably still is, the best Torch in the game, if not one of the best. And That character not being good anymore is just so bad for their team.
Envy has only gotten that first checkpoint right there to try to get progress on getting this payload moving. Pethic, Eye of Agamotto, it's only found months, but it at least forces up.
Enjoy.
Potential. That's a big first pick, considering Skittles will not have that God of Mischief backing away after not being able to see what's happening from inside that invisible boundary. Window keeps trying to wall them inside that room. Cal isolates.
I don't think every player gets dropped from Envy if they lose.
Needed to get progress with the
I think they'll trial certain roles. Like they might trial deep. I think everyone from Envy would get trialed except for Speed Kaluge, I think.
Able to have Loki come on through with the cast. Perfect now is going to swap. He was looking for the Daredevil because of how fast he moves. Goes over towards the Winter Soldier instead, as we actually get to see that Envy, there's a reason they took us to Central Park. It's one of the better maps for flyers, which means that Speedily is going to get to go over towards the Ultron.
Get a lot more of those rooftops, get out of the line of sight. As you see right now, Heaven's Retribution. Trying to get the follow before Zach is looking back away the Sun of Seduction.
They can't hold that position though because Nero casts its Jeff, so if Chopper Max players had actually stacked on top of the Heaven's Retribution, they would have gone into the Eat and they go into the Eat regardless.
Oh, you have to be in the spawn rooms with them in?
Target land onto the spawn doors, and Chopper Max players will be able to survive.
I'll bunk them on the rooftop of that. Instead, you see just the kidnap from Bobo. Instead, it's the Itch Jeff getting way more done for Chopper Mag at the hands of Bobo.
I see, Mike, I see.
For Window if you are Window. Even though he's been getting picked off a lot by these Jeffs, it's just so impactful to see these walls. But now they're stuck by the spawn room gates and an eternal bond from Skittles.
Oh my goodness, Skittles gets the Terror Cave, then gets the Dark Teleportation to avoid any follow-up comeuppance of being that close to Envy's spawn room. And they're just, again, stopping Envy from making these attacks forward. Envy have the Kraken Impact, but they didn't have any space to be able to use it. Chopper Mag have been able to drain time off.
No, I don't think I'd ever get on Envy, even if Cap or Cal got kicked. My hero pool just doesn't complement speeds.
The Chopper Mag are just going to disengage with the cover of the regen domain. That, though, is a huge force. Invis Boundary comes out early against Envy's absolute ultimate.
I still join if they offered, of course, but...
Losing players without a strategist ultimate to fend off Cal's resets.
Cal got a reset off Fidel at the very end too. Once that Invisible boundary had gone down, Fidel was right out of it so that way he wouldn't get called out, and that is what Envy needed. And now this is Cal gonna be able to have another reset, but at least try to go back or at least try to harass them by the gates. You see Duop saying, all right, I can't do this, but they still have to recontest. Lack of timing here in favor for Envy, less than 15 seconds on the clock, and Chopper Mag, they have the Silent Seduction, and they can boost that into a huge stun though to find Bobo, to find Sense, and even with Heaven's Retribution right around the corner, the Meteor M and Nero.
Enjoy.
These plays as Kaluge gets that dunk with the Meteor.
Mumph had a huge blind as well, entirely stopped Chopper Mag from having the line of sight on the players of Envy's position. As we can see, Nero just holding Skittles as long as possible to deny any form of contest coming on through from that Loki. Chopper Mag, they'd swap Bobo over to the Psylocke. They've seen it speedily with that Ultra is making impact, and they want the duelist to be able to keep on top of the flyer, but Envy are already so far up.
Okay, I think you and Tap have company here. Policy plays hit scan inside. Yeah, we do.
Without Chopper Mag getting past them once.
Looking at that swap that we had a lot earlier when Envy was getting pushed into the spawn room gates with Speedery going over onto that Ultron, you have a lot more room to work with those rooftops too, of course. Works into what they want to feel more comfortable on, but I like this rotation from Chopper Mag. They're taking an overhead positioning to make sure Envy, although they have been able to make this progress right below the stairs, Zen's isolated before dropping down, forced to pop that Magneto bubble onto himself, but look at what Envy have in store for them. They're about to have the Eternal Bond, and they have the Extermination to start things off as Bobo, the Dance of the Butterfly, not going to find the impact. Beautiful shields, beautiful cutting away from Envy to not burn up any of those survivability ultimates.
Yeah, they're stack, and they've still got both the Rage of Ultron and the Eternal Bond to be able to invade into the space of this invisible boundary, but no, they actually decide to just hold off onto it. 20 seconds left, they're going to go for a full reset. Chopper Mag can punish this though, if they want to try and push forward.
So sad Chopper Mag isn't signed.
That's exactly what they're currently doing. They were checking.
They're the only team at this event that isn't signed. Poor Window, yeah.
Put Window on the Strange, and I think they're going to try, just as we saw in Midtown, to flip the map position and go to objective instead. Pepper the Galactic Legend cuts them off at the pool, and then Stowery is ready on the other side of the portal with Meteor M to catch them as they pull.
nowhere. 2K, can we see a 3K out here through the side of seduction, through the Chef?
The window was broken.
You won't be able to find the impact that you were looking for, backing away, but with overtime ticking away, you have to stay on that point. Oh no, a Jeff goes out, but even better is Chopper Mag holding back Envy and dwindling away in their time bank.
I mean, Envy did get far, though. When you weigh up how difficult it was for them to be able to break through first, as long as it took them, the fact that they were able to get as far through as they did on third is a massive boon for this
yeah,
team.
yeah.
Because now they're in
Not
the
quite,
defensive position. They've got the Adam, they've got the stall, they've got flyers if they want it. Chopper Mag are going to have to put every single fight perfectly if they want to have the time bank to actually get through the map where it matters.
And that's what scares me too, because it's very difficult to try to get that point unlocked unless we see an insane dominating push and separating that back line and the front line that we've seen sometimes when it comes to these teams that do take over that payload rather quickly on this map. But then you have to consider the bans, right?
Yeah.
They don't have Groot. They don't have Adam Warlock, and they do not have that Venom or that Mantis. So now that they're the ones on the attack, sure, we could see how they were able to be pretty strong at defense. The way that they were able to back away was fantastic to avoid Windows walls. But that's not going to be the case this time around when they're the ones on the attack.
Yeah, and I mean, Bobo on the Psylocke as well. Psylocke is really, really good. But
have we seen a lot of Daredevil? Not as much as I was expecting, but a decent amount.
Because she just doesn't have the damage. Like, what you have to essentially do in these kinds of compositions is shoot the Vanguards, farm up your ultimate as many times as you possibly can, and then come through with the hit on the backline as Cal is using the third-person POV to read Chopper Mag's composition and also make sure that no one from the attack flanks around the back of the point to prevent a different off and
Bro, Chopper Mag's comp, oh my god.
Envy's heads are turned to main.
They just know they're going to be on Groot. They pick fucking Wolf jump pack with Angela. Just wait, someone is actually about to get abducted, bro. Slavy, thanks for the prime, buddy. Appreciate you, G.
99 wood cutting, he is here to slay, but nice pushback to help out Window. But you can
oh, we don't have a jump pack? How do we not have a jump pack, bro?
As he tries to slice before backing away. Beautiful survivability at the hand.
Psylocke has the jump pack. Okay, Bobo is just a fat fucking pig. God damn it.
Bobo's already 73% to the ultimate, though. He's literally just been farming these Vanguards. Did get taken down earlier because of the good force physics coming on through from Munt. And Envy are starting to actually get the heals necessary to build up Invis boundary to match the Psylocke's ultimate. However,
he probably used it or no, that was his first hit, bro. He definitely didn't use it.
Pushing the damages up past the Invis woman's parameters.
Epic on the hunt. The Wolverine now before jumping in to try to get the kidnap as he gets it successfully, but it is the push in from Month, who was ready. A lot of pressure on this player, and he has been ready every single time to protect.
Why isn't Sari on fucking Strange?
A little early to try to protect him here as the Groot hug comes out next, and Bobo getting blocked out without getting impact on that dance of Butterfly, but with the It's Jeff here, you have
I don't think he goes off.
To find that Wolverine.
Yeah, he's fine.
That's the Levista for pet thing, but two members are finding Envy.
They didn't get the Chef onto Cal on the Adam, though, which means that he's still got the self-res, and there comes the team res. Karmic Revival cast, Envy's players entirely refreshed. This time, though, Chopper Mag don't have the ultimates to be able to take them down. The Eye of Agamotto above the door frame managed to catch both the Groot and the Bucky, and Chopper Mag are starting to walk away with the fight. Zensari invades into the back corridor to make sure that the strategists don't get to regroup, and that's going to be Chopper Mag picking up first with 2 minutes almost to spare.
You have to imagine, from Kaluja's point of view, after activating that meteor and looking up by the stairwell over to his right side, the rest of his
Envy are frauds.
separated by his own Groot wall.
Yep.
You think so, Yoshida? Who do you think the problem on Envy is?
And could it really help them out because he was still in the animation of the meteor as a recontest?
They've been playing too much Deadlock.
Comes out from
Envy wants to take this.
Who's been playing Deadlock on Envy? Give me the
to
insider scoop, bro.
But the Cosmic Yawn Amplify from Chopper Mag, the last stand coming on through from Perfect. Envy tried to come on through with the Invis boundary, but that just means that the Invis woman's ultimate isn't going to be up when they need it for damage.
Speeding Kaluj.
Bobo's harassed harassing this backline now, and now Chopper Mag have so many ultimates, Moxie, and the most important thing, the space around this corner, the space that I personally have mentioned so many times with you too, how difficult it is to hold if the defensive side could hold a much more forward position.
That's why Cal's going over to the Hela, because this linear line of sight is going to be able to punish Chopper Mag if they do decide to play aggressively around that corner. But you don't have targeting if you're a Psylocke in your dance to the butterflies. So they've been able to pass the spy check and pressure that the Hela would provide, and Chopper Mag continue the momentum.
Continue forcing Envy back into the side room here inside the castle, and although they have 2 ultimates online, Window was one of the first to go alongside Nero because of that Dance of Butterfly, noting that they didn't have the survivability of the Strategist ultimates to survive through that too, not expecting it as Window. He comes in.
Envy has to win the stand, yeah, if they lose. They're already in a position, Zine, to where now, even if they win this series, they have to 2-0 VP, or they're out. So it's not completely over if they win, but it's not looking good. And if they lose, they're out.
Chopper Mag's 2 members over to this left side.
Why is Window on thing? I have no clue, bro. I don't know, bro. It's a fucking mystery.
Holding caught above the objective. That's going to stall out this fight. Kalush might be able to finish it. Rock, paper, scissors, rock beats everything in that matchup, apparently, according to Kalush. And Mitram finally buys Envy the stall that they needed. The action fades to a lull, and the Hela can now set up to pressure Chopper Mag. But look at what Chopper Mag are doing. Just like with Envy, Zansari goes for the Strange, not for a portal, but for the shield to cover the Hela's angle.
Good haul out here as Window, also on that Captain America to help out the stall. Kalush had made that so just earlier when we saw him on the Magneto. As now you see the Eye of Agamotto, they try to push
him shit. Yo, burst, bro, you're antied.
A second time around, but Pethic, he's got the reset, he's got the ultimate, as again and again, as I hear in my nightmares, he's found 2. The follow-up, although Kalush finds Fidel, he's left all alone on this point to try to defend it in Chopper Mag. They get the next check.
I'm watching Sudo. Every mistake is clipped. Wait, Jashido, before you go, bro. Tell me why you hate Citadel. I mean, I have my own reasons for not liking them, of course, but I want to know yours.
5 seconds to be able to do it. Cal's gonna stay with the Hela. The magic pick potential is there. She at least beats the.
I mean, no way Citadel lose this game, though. There's like no way.
Feeling so good about this push right now. Psionic Seduction to be able to open up the space. Fidel so close to the invisible boundary as well. If Envy decides to overextend, the punishment is immediate. It all comes down to Cal hitting these conditions.
I agree, Drifton.
But he just doesn't have the line of sight because Chopper Mag already understands.
Bobo Psylocke is insane to match that against Speeder to shut him down another time even with the freedom.
Get rolled, Bucky. That's a fire first shot.
To breathe. Bobo has not been stopped because now he's following the strategist. It's forced out now for
oh my god.
To at least have the invisible boundary, but no pressure from the front line.
Oh my god.
He gets the Eye of Agamotto.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Even with Nero though, he's got the eternal bond to at least keep this going, Moxie.
The Cosmic Ion Amplifier is going to finish. The Goddess of Death still has an angle, but it means that Cal does
oh my god.
have the health reset, but it's done enough.
Wait, no, Bobo.
But so too has Bobo. Una reverse got cast.
Wow.
Envy cast out of the
wow.
tournament.
Wow.
Takes
wow. Wow.
I'm listening to the players behind us. I'm letting it soak in, Moxie. I can't believe this. Chopper Mag, a team that had to make the adjustments that they needed when Sal was unable to attend. One of their strategists, Fidel, from
Skittles.
X, now
oh, I thought you talked something else.
Out.
Envy's out. Yeah, Envy's out.
Look at this stat line. Duep going crazy with 18 final hits.
Yeah, Envy's gone.
Survivability. Even on the other side, Envy, they tried so hard.
Well, good on Chopper Mag. Congratulations.
I don't say it very often.
Kill Window and conclude. Yo, chill.
From Bobo's hand.
Yep.
Always marking Speedery.
Bobo was just insane. I mean, everyone from Chopper Mag, the adaptations that they had were so good. Like the Eye of Agamotto's, because Envy, they kept mixing things up. This was
unlucky.
Can fight from a distance means that Melio and Tanuki both looking to find flanks and crossfires from each other, and maybe some space for that Horn of Proteus to come through, alongside a potential damage boost from Alex now, as that Ion Amplifier is available and ready to use for Citadel Gaming as they're trying to take back this point.
Hashtag replay. Yo, chill on window, guys. Chill on window, bro. That's my boy. Be nice to my boy.
Legends enough to burn on through with them being taken down, creating once more one of those swings. Mash with the fate of both worlds, buying at least a little bit of time for OUG so they can contest this. But here they come with the
Clues did not miss every maggot.
Into Melio, sieging away with the goddess of death, and OUG are routed.
Yo, everyone is hating on Month, bro. Did Month like shit his pants? Like what?
Taken out of the pool from OUG. But the times that we have seen him play Angela have been...
Envy might have a chance. They have to win 2 overs VP, and Reject have to lose 2-0 to Dark Zero.
They're looking to try and claw it back, and there is a Sonic Seduction available for Dewey, but not too much else. Quite a lot was used in that fight. And OUG, going the triple strategist, actually going for some Ultron play with Taro Cookie, with so many teams moving away from recently, not even nerfed, but like buffed.
I'm pretty sure Envy are just out, no, right, Mike?
For OUG's Ultron.
Because even the casters said Envy is going home.
This next fight, it's just whether they can actually get a pick. As Citadel Gaming, not afraid to go for this engagement. They're not sat back waiting. They're forward facing and holding with their own side.
Okay, yeah, Envy's out. Yeah, okay.
A little bit aggressive there from Tanuki. Is going to get picked off. Melio goes down.
Bro, I want to see Milanran just like fuck on Iron Fist. That's why I'm watching OUG. Well, I thought OUG was out, Gatsby.
Side destruction is going to be used from Enzo. There's an It's Jeff from Ken that's also trying to see if he can grab onto anything. Dewey's looking in for that fight. Speaking of which, Ken now just in the back line, trying to give some support and some cleave healing for all of the people that are now on the objective, as Tanuki has found himself too. Alongside Melio, that's half of the roster down for OUG. Not able to get any progression onto the point. It's looking at Citadel Gaming. Might have to force out a portal play from OUG to actually touch. Yeah, Mullenman is going to switch over.
DRP utilizing the Emma team up there to just make sure they can avoid Melio shots and land the final hit. Portal is forced out from Mullenman to give OUG one last chance on this defense in the first point as they're trying to zone away Citadel, but Tanuki and Ken are just hanging out up here with the double.
The 4 teams that are out is Envy, and Iconics, and then Crazy Raccoons and OUG. Okay. So this match literally doesn't matter.
For Citadel Gaming, meaning that we will start to see OUG creep ahead in terms of the sustain, unless the burst comes out. Tanuki takes down.
I love this development, the storylines that have evolved within Marvel Rivals Ignite in its infancy, Moxie. It's crazy.
There's just less people on the board for OUG to keep that front line alive. Taro Cookie is very low on HP, and the Yan Amplifier is going to allow a little bit more damage to be thrown out. Citadel Gaming not willing to give this up now. There's still a respite. OUG, even if they take the point, they still have 48 points of progression to get.
Lost every game, lost every map. Yeah, I mean, their region is just fucking dog shit.
Citadel in control.
Their region is just dog shit.
But that high ground control seems to be really what's getting Citadel these points. And then when they choose to strike, Tanuki and Melio are always on the flank. They're honestly playing a bit like Poly today, where they're just wrapping around and popping out when you least expect them, getting huge burst damage and then retreating. Not getting picked off that many times. Poly only going down once. Melio and Tanuki will go down the most in this game alongside Ken for the side of Citadel. So far, Svald and Mash are suffering for that. We're talking about how they're flanking often, and of course the strategists are the ones who will get punished by that.
Not to mention,
yeah. Rip Envy, bro.
From OUG in that last round. Now they've decided to try and pick it up, and it makes sense, even if it wasn't.
How is the state of Marvel Rivals these days?
At the moment, this second point that we're seeing on Benim T'Challa is so good.
When's the last time you played? Like, what were the characters that were good when you last played?
The crossfires, just the bunkering that could set you up once you take that point first. But OUG, they don't have any ultimates to work with. In fact, it's just Melio that has got that Goddess of Death handy, and Alex not too far away from having another Yan Amplify themselves.
Which means they're going to have a huge amount of burst damage, and you look at what OUG have to deal with that. 60%.
Psylocke was really good. Well, Psylocke is the best DPS in the game right now. So.
They do not have any kind of defensive tools to deal with this, but they do have numbers advantage. As Polly is the first to fall, Melio's going to pull the trigger, not even needing a cosmic yard amplifier here. It's just going to go into that Goddess of Death. The mind
basically, as far as DPS are concerned, nothing has changed, Guffin. The meta's changed a little bit for tanks and supports, except Emma's still the best tank in the game. Emma Mag are still like the 2 best. And then Loki Luna's no longer dominant, but the DPS meta is the exact same. Like Hello's broken, Psy's broken, Bucky's broken, Jean's broken, etc.
So OUG maybe having an opportunity there to try and punish it.
Everyone not banning it? There's several reasons. It's really hard to tell.
Citadel continue to live up to their name, creating
I don't even play the game. No, I just watch. Yeah, I get that. Stride ult still super strong. Yeah, they nerfed Luna's ult from 12 to 10 seconds, but other than that, they're all the same. Oh, Adam's ults, like his res, gives your entire team like a shit ton of bonus health, like 400 bonus health when you get res. So you can't insta-die out of the res for some reason.
Yeah, just having your vanguards be so pushed up and aggressive, both strategists being high mobility, able to get you in and out of fights as and when needed, and then your two duelists just sat 2 postcodes away, being able to do chip damage from a very safe position. I wonder how many eliminations have gone against Belly.
Oh yeah, Torch is shit now too.
Enzo, though, takes the full brunt of it, but it seems to be the common thing that happens for Citadel Gaming. If there's one pick that goes against them,
pretty much
somehow finds another on the other side.
OUG's hand was forced there as the Jeff came in from Ked, was avoided by Bash with the fate of both worlds, but that meant that OUG had to push up, and they've already been able to get 2, but they have not been able to flip the point. As the portal comes back in, Citadel, they don't want to give up a single percentage here.
They'll definitely buff Torch again, 100%. Spider-Man's still OP? Yeah, Spider-Man's really good. Goes Black Panther. Magic.
Into the backline, but Tanuki is the first to fall here. Mola with a perfect angle. Melio goes down. Damage output is just removed from Citadel. And OUG are finally able to get the flip at 75%.
There seems to be a nice combination there with that Heaven's Descent Horn of Proteus, but then you had the...
Yeah, I know you're kidding, bro.
Actually, it was the Horn of Proteus on the other side. Actually, Polly got everybody tied down, and Molan Ran used it as a counter-attack, because then Alex was a little bit late with the Iron Amplify, so at least there's still some stuff for Citadel Gaming to work with as they try and retake this point. But it's hard enough. With everything that you just mentioned about what makes Citadel Gaming's comp so good, it repeats on the other side because it's pretty much a mirrored composition for OUG to be working with too.
The difference being they don't have a Jeff, as an example, who can also assist in those flanks, but what they do have is the Mantis to damage boost that Hela, keep that pressure on. Melio, though, is going to Astral Flock aggressively onto the point. Goddess of Death drops down, and suddenly they're completely vulnerable, going to be taken out here. Polly, though, was able to use the distraction to take out Spawn, and Enzo takes the 1v1 versus Do. Ked is up on the high ground, sending in the Joyful Splash for as much sustain as possible, and while we did see Citadel come out pretty well in that fight, they weren't able to take any positioning. Alex brings back Tanuki. It's Jeff. Assassin's charge. Taro is down. And they're into the backline looking for Mash, which they will get. But can they get away with it? Tidal Dirge for the anti-heal. Has to use the map heal. He's just going to yeet them off the edge.
Enjoy.
Smash that actually got a win over in stage 2, playing for Chopped. The revenge for Citadel is a little bit later on in groups. And that fight is going to go the way of Citadel Gaming. There's still that portal play for OUG. It was Enzo that used it before on the other side, as now we're getting towards like 90%. OUG having a lot to work with if it can stall out these...
What is this new light PK skin? What are you talking about, bro?
To go for a final touch of second, could be the final touch of this first map.
Looking for one last portal, they're going in for a flank from above. Portal onto the point, but they're getting zoned out. Polly and...
Dude, the rest of the matches for the rest of the day are so boring. Envy is just gonna get spawn camped. They're just so mental boomed. Like, who cares about this game? I look different? Yeah, what looks different about me, bro? I'm just playing. You like it or not, bro? Let me know. I'm taking polls. You can be honest. Promise you won't hurt my feelings. Beard or no beard?
Healing groups them up, and we will see OUG burst off the
no, 100 Thieves already qualified. The Fly 100 Thieves match is just for seeding Snake.
Yeah, Citadel Gaming, we've sort of known them as being pretty good at domination, but this event, certainly the last couple of days, has not really gone in their favor, with all of these games pretty much going to full best-of-3 series. But here, able to win up against OUG, who's been pesky in the right areas, and doing it in a different style. We've been seeing almost...
How long till the season's end and we get balance? Like 10 or 11 days?
Now that we see that sort of 2-2-2
12 days?
With the Hela and the Namor,
I think
it's looking a lot sharper from him.
Next week we'll get... I think the patch comes out the 14th, yeah. So that means next week we'll get the trailers for Rogue, and we'll probably get the balance patch around like here, or like the... We always get early access on the Friday, So we'll have Rogue's full kit on Friday. So that probably means on Tuesday or Wednesday we'll get the trailers.
Follow up when needed. You saw Ken there in that last fight for a bit, just keeping Polly healed up while fighting on the point, and then just quickly retreating to rejoin their team, and that's where the value is coming in. 21k healing and 25k healing compared to 12k healing and 26. While Mantis healing output is a little bit lower, there is still, of course, the need to make sure that your Vanguards are topped up.
Yeah, they were also on a different strategist because it was 3 of them as well, as we saw Taro play the Ultron. So, yeah, even then it still seems pretty small for Svelte.
Still doesn't add up.
Yeah, it's where you're going to try and find those picks, but so far for
Bro, the beard backlight, you ain't asked me, but I interjected. No, you're fine, bro. I asked for an opinion.
Able to sort of show quite a lot with the different compositions.
It'll be a while, but sure.
Are like a one-dimensional team, but it's just that what they've been playing so far has been very like.
I'm just tired of the same meta. We'll get used to it, buddy.
And FlyQuest were able to get such a good read on them in the end, like knowing what map Citadel would like to take you to with Yggdrasil, knowing the kind of priorities they put in the draft and trying to get a one-sided Jeff. Citadel Gaming using this game, which really only means for seeding, as a way
Daredevil
to
was fun, yeah, he was really fun.
Show that they aren't just a one-trick pony.
You think Rogue is going to be a duelist? No, she's a support.
It's really good to see Citadel starting to spread their wings a little bit. We have seen them play like similar competitions to this, but like you said, they are evolving, they are changing throughout this, and honestly, overall...
Yeah, Angela and Daredevil, I think, are like the healthiest characters that they've released for the game. Like, Daredevil came out in like an actually perfect state. I don't think he should be nerfed or buffed at all. I think he's perfect. Angela came out weak. It took them a little while, a little too long to buff her to the degree where she needed to be good, but she's finally like good. The hero's cringe, yeah, she's cringe to play against, but her design is fine.
Choice to take her somewhere a little bit different, see if they can maybe throw in a curveball, knowing that Citadel Gaming's results on Jalia haven't been great. Maybe that's a choice. Maybe that's a choice.
It could be an option, like you said. Well, Jalia hasn't been their best performance, that could be, but we haven't seen it as much from OUG, so we've got a lot of flexibility when it comes to that. We're not even going to make you wait. We're making up for the time that we had in those previous series on some of the other days where we had some teething issues, and we are just going to bring you straight into it, and it is going to be Midtown. OUG, like clockwork at this point.
Yeah, Citadel Gaming haven't played it so far at this event, but like, usually they would go to Yggdrasil for one, but also it is just usually like the convoy game mode full stop, whether it's Araco, whether it's Midtown.
Araco.
Really, really well.
Araco.
Gaming, no matter what. It just seems
God
to
damn
be the way that they're able to just keep stalling fights, keep Polly standing on an objective for 7 minutes, those kind of things. But also
strategies as well.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, you know, fair play to both the teams because there's only really just bragging rights for OUG and Citadel to play for, Citadel for seeding. Both teams are like, let's just go into it straight away. Like, let's not wait around. We don't need to talk strats. Let's just send it.
Tanuki, don't tease me with that Black Panther. We have not seen at this event so far, as it seems to be Daredevil and even for one game Magic who have taken the role of those melee duelists in these first setups. But this is
Black Panther is fucking dog shit.
The Iron Fist basically every single time. Citadel just going to ban it out, because at this point, that Iron Fist has been problematic, and while some teams have dealt with it, you don't get a lot of chances to practice versus Iron Fist. But now, though, we're sticking standard, we're not going to see Mantis on either side, but Citadel, they could guarantee themselves a one-sided Emma Frost here.
A Protect on Magneto first is...
Yeah, I think Sai is hard to play.
Something, I suppose? Like,
not really. She's like moderately difficult, but she's not...
I feel like Venom would be...
She's not anything crazy.
Probably.
She's like a 3-star tops.
Protect the president as much as he possibly can. But Citadel Gaming,
you have good aim with her, but that's about it.
Like one-sided Mantis to one-sided Jeff is like the Emma Frost.
So I think the ult is so easy, bro.
In the last map,
like there's no skill to the ult. Like the character is like not the easiest hero in the world, but it's nowhere near the hardest. But the ult is just fucking brain dead. There's no thought that needs to go into the ult. You just rip it on their backline when they don't have support ults. Make sure you have a dash to get out, that's it.
Finally, we have seen
and they banned Iron Fist. So the whole reason that we even wanted to watch this series, they just fucking... I have cancer.
We love it when we start to see those real special picks getting banned away.
I'd count that as a win for OUG. They take the map. It feels like a sort of Exodia moment of like, all right, you've been forced to ban out the Iron Fist. It's chopped. It's done. But it does genuinely make sense for Citadel Gaming. If there's characters that you're worried about and like all of the synergies that can make up to it, especially with, like you said, if you're sort of protecting the Magneto because it's how it's going to play with the Iron Fist, it basically makes it all for naught. The Adam is going to be banned out too. Knowing the Citadel Gaming, your triple strategist, Adam Warlock is in there quite a bit. And the Venom is also banned out, so it is just trying to go for the divey compositions for Citadel Gaming, to go for something a little bit more brawly in their approach. Stuff like Groot, we're seeing a lot more of at the moment.
Adam going to be one-sided saved here. Last ban for Citadel. They don't have Venom on their own side, so they choose to take away the Jeff from their opponents, as they had the option to either ban out Venom or Jeff, and it looks like Jeff will be the priority here. The first objective point, Venom can be useful, but you'll see, like you say, a lot of teams lean more heavily into Groot and stuff like that. So with that Jeff taken away, you're at least removing that extra movement speed and some burst damage, and importantly, it does mean that Citadel now have a one-sided Jeff, which OUG do not have in Citadel. While they haven't used it in a while, that's teasing us. I don't know if that's coming out the door from Tanuki.
Could you imagine? Please. Because I think that says a lot, though, because it is, like, I think a lot of teams, when talking about Sparker from Virtus Pro...
But the thing with flex supports in this game is that they all main healers defensive ults, so there's no reason to play flex supports instead of mains. It's not entirely true. It depends on, like, if you're playing, you can play 3 flex supports if you wanted to.
So I think here it's
you just have to play characters that can kite, like the big ultimates, or like make sure that you have counterplay based on the map. Like if you're playing against a Star-Lord ult, that will wipe your whole team. Just make sure that you kite and play inside. And it's not necessarily true anymore, but it is true a lot of the time, if not majority of the time.
But the thing I was going to say before I got distracted by Tanuki aura farming is the fact that Tanuki is their Storm player, and Citadel, having a one-sided Jeff, opens up the strategy that they've used quite a few times at this point when you're dealing with triple strategists, taking them out via using Jeff and Nado. But this is aggressive from OUG. They've got Venom and Thorn as the front line, with the Wolverine and the Star-Lord here as the backline. They are going heavy on the damage.
I was hoping to see Molamran actually pull out some Daredevil, really. I think that works. Tanuki, well, we didn't see much of the Iron Fist on screen, and DRP, who's over on the Thor, takes him out near enough instantly. It's the... Emma Frost is able to grab him up. The disengage is going to be a little bit tricky, even when you have the crystal connecting onto him. Damage not quite there. Molamran is taking a big hit, able to just survive by the skin of his teeth, and Tanuki's going to be back in this engagement still on the Iron Fist.
Extra mobility, very quick character to reinforce onto the point here. Molamran's just looking for someone to pick up, see if they can get a quick pickup, but no, they go down. Holly once again showing that not only are they a dive tank, they are an extremely proficient Groot. And Tanuki rejoins the fight, going to try and chase down that Thor, look for the run back. Get back here, DRP. Entering into the 1v1, the percentage damage is going to be good, but the crowd control the DRP does offer does make this fight a little bit more difficult. There's the lightning domain. Tanuki forced to back away. That awakening rune, a little bit hard to deal with. And Tanuki's actually getting chased down here. Psylocke not respecting the 1v1. Molamran with the pickup here. Deflect, dive away, Guardian Shield, and they've rejoined the team.
Pretty sick. I mean, if I had seen that fight of like Tanuki on the Iron Fist going up against the RP's Thor in that corner, I would have just assumed it was AI. If I just
yeah, Thor is a really good pick here.
A little bit
be on Thor for sure.
That was always the strength of Citadel Gaming with how they're sort of working. Molamran switching away from the Wolverine over to Psylocke, has the ultimate, already picked up 2, picked up 3. Without needing to really do anything else. So that's in the back pocket, as well as a lot of stuff for OUG. A very clean fight with a small dedication on the Amplifier and the Feast of the Abyss, which is a lovely combination.
Setting themselves up very nicely here. God of Thunder coming in for the first engage on the setup after the re-engage through a portal of Tanuki to bring back this fight to allow Citadel to keep this going. Silent Seduction coming on out from the side of Endzone to see if they can lock down anyone of OUG with Mash Fade of both worlds, though they are tagging through this quite nicely. And with its Jeff nowhere near, suddenly Citadel are extremely vulnerable to Molamran, who's trying to find the right angle here for Dance of the Butterfly to melt on through Guardian Barrier to try and absorb it, but it just will not be enough to protect Melio, and they even get Endzone before being taken down.
Vagamoto only connects onto Mash, and I'm not seeing that HP. Oh no, there it goes, it started to dip away. Able to survive just a little bit more as Tarakoki has a Galactic Legend in hand. I feel like now's a good time to use it, but...
I'll be right back, chat. Enjoy the chair stream, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Citadel Gaming to keep stalling out this engagement. And whilst Polly did have the Strangling Prison, you don't want to use it here. Feels that Citadel Gaming are able to stagger out these fights a little bit and just keep buying as much time as they can, but it feels like it's been a while since we've seen all 6 take this coordinated effort together.
Strangling Prison coming on in for the setup to try and lock them down. Taro's got a good angle here, and Citadel aren't seeming to find the defensive position as in comes the Jeff onto the backline, gets the Luna, but there's nowhere near for an environmental to take them out, so he's just going to try and remove them from the borders. DRP is popping off, gets the triple, and Citadel Gaming's defenses are disintegrated again. The structure falls, and OUG continue their push.
Yeah, it's so far working out pretty well for Citadel Gaming. Tanuki switching onto various characters, having to move up to the Strange. Now back onto the Star-Lord. And Melio now actually is over onto the Rocket, so you have triple strategist. It is just a moving chairs around. Tanuki back on the Jeff, there we go. And so now, yeah, it seems to be what they're trying to build around. Nice to see Melio a little bit on the Bucky as well, just a character that we've not seen Citadel Gaming play all that much recently. And a little bit precarious from Dewey, as Polly's managed to be able to grab the catch, and the counter-attack on his defense coming in thick and fast.
And this is exactly what we need to see from Citadel. OUG were going for Thorn and Venom. How do you deal with that? If your opponents, even had Psylocke and Star-Lord at one point, which they still do, you need anti-dive. Your opponents are trying to pressure your backline, and one of the best options there is Bucky, the Winter Soldier. And Melio is going to be reacting with that, with Enzo bringing up one of the other best options, aka that Emma Frost.
The Thor's very good when you have these very death ball compositions that can't move anywhere, but when you're picking a fight with Jeff that is just incredibly mobile, there's only so much that DRP can do. He's going to switch over to the Venom to allow a little bit more of that dive composition alongside Dewey that's on the Magneto. Dance the Butterflies used from Molan Ran, but it seemed very out of sync of what everybody else was doing. Enzo's going to use the Silent Seduction alongside the Fate of Both Worlds, which I think was forced out from Molan Ran's ultimate just a few seconds ago.
Chasing on in, looking to put some pressure onto that point and force him to retreat even through that Fate of Both Worlds. Galactic Legend comes on in, but Polly has already set them up. Taro's just looking for a trade-off at this point. Polly is chased down, but is able to retreat around the corner. It's Jeff for a little bit of extra protection for the team with the extra healing as Melio looks to duel. Can't land a Trooper's Fist. Tainted Voltage comes in, and now it's Tanuki on the chase to try and get Taro, but the healing output is too good from Svold.
Has to disengage all the way back out to Spawn. Might be looking to change up the character from the looks. Yeah, Molan Ran is going over to the Storm. Taro over onto the Bucky. So not the Jeff Nader on one side, but they just want to go for an ultimate that's going to harass exactly what Citadel Gaming are trying to set up on this defense. They're mostly playing close in together. They moved away from the Rocket themselves. Right now it's just a triple strategist, both set up again, with Ken having to use the invisible boundary under a lot of pressure. Enzo goes down in the middle of it though, just from all of this like damage that's been thrown out. And Feast of the Abyss waiting for DRP, seeing what he can kind of grab up and stack himself on. And the follow-ups there, at least from Molan Ran, the Storm has actually been working out quite well for them so far. The
pressure's working extremely well. Taro onto that Winter Soldier as well, giving them some extra harassment and some crowd control of their own as DRP is trying to zone Citadel Gaming away. Cart moves forward 2 bodies, so it's at half speed here. Try and make its way onto the point. Enzo getting sieged on in there. With the extra pressure, back with the AoE shots, knockback with the man cannon. But everyone here is here for Citadel to try and defend this with only Meteor M available for OUG yet. Strangling Prison for Polly for the opening of the fight, forcing the retreat as do try to protect their team, but they just can't do so. Completely wrapped around. Molan's going to return, but no one else will. Tanuki is going down, and the numbers just aren't in their favor right now. The Meteor is popped, it finds nothing. Omega Hurricane has to be used just to make sure they can keep bodies onto this point. The damage output is good. Kraken Impact to try and finish the job as Melio is reasoning through the point, removing the bodies. But time has been bought. Seraphis is going to portal back onto the point to give the extra couple seconds. Wolverines come back from Do as well, so they can try and force people off the board. With everyone dropping low, DRP is going to Thorn for extra rotation. Cosmic Guard Amplifier for a little bit of a bonus health and some extra damage. It's Jeff, was able to grab at least one. The cart moves forward as Citadel have to rush the point as they got Taro removed from the board. Tanuki with the protection, and finally, OUG step off the point.
There was not enough wick left. Just a brief moment for OUG to jump off of the point was enough for Citadel to stop it just before the second checkpoint. And I guess at this point it is a case for Citadel Gaming to try out some different stuff now that they're going back to the kind of more standard thing that we've seen from them. And this is what I wanted to see. We saw a glimmer of the Daredevil of Tanuki on Yggdrasil's path. I think it was against FlyQuest, but we haven't had the chance to cast it so far. It would be nice Tanuki, I would say.
Would be cool to see any just of the interesting melee characters as they sort of fell off. We actually saw a lot of magic during our actual Ignite stage.
Yeah.
But that was the main one. We didn't see much Black Panther. We didn't see much Daredevil, obviously, because it came out after our stage ended. So if we're getting to see that, I will be pleased.
Well, it's like I think back to the first interview that we had with Enzo after the first Citadel Gaming win of Stage 2. And he was like, one of the things that we really wanted to focus on when we came fourth from the mid-season finals is we need to be good at any character because any character could be meta. And I remember them making very quick adaptations to what the enemy team were running. Just very quick, like, okay, they're doing this, and it kind of counters our composition. You go this, I go that, bing, bang, bong. They managed to sort of turn paper into rock against scissors. So it feels a little bit like Citadel Gaming have sort of had this general idea of what they wanted to work with, but it's been a little bit firm. Now, there's no better time to just show out a little bit of Daredevil. Like, we all expect Tanuki to be able to play it. He's going to go for the Iron Fist because he definitely wants Merlin Rand to be feeling it a bit more. Who's playing the Thing, which is essentially Iron Fist, right?
It's pre-Iron, it's Rock Fist. Moving on to the backline, ironically, the Thing's Carapace is actually stronger than Iron canonically, as Tanuki is forced to back away, taking a big chunk of damage, but will be healed up as we able to pre-armor up with that bonus health from the meditation very shortly. Bolak coming on in with the anti-street charge, but he's going to get caught. But one of the few things that can lock down the Thing, that Karma Crush going for the Fantastic Force team up for a little bit of bonus health. Do is also charging in here. They went very aggressive with their front line here with that Captain America Thing combo to try and prevent Citadel from just pushing forward, pushing on through, but Tanuki has found Zoo, who will return at the Battle Rebirth Peak, and the extra bonus damage is going to be pretty useful here. The Straggling Prism will, however, set Citadel up for the final push, and with the It's Jeff, everyone sustains as they were dropping low on the point.
It's such a good POV to be just watching Merlin Rand just absolutely squaring up. Buy one, get one free with these fists, and the Globbering time is going to be used, but the Invisible Boundary is going to silence it, as well as that Silent Seduction is just going to take him out of the server. OUG holding on for a good amount of time in this first point of Midtown. They still obviously have like the Strange Bottle and stuff to work with, but Citadel Gaming cleaning up house with big dedications with some of those ults.
Pushing on through, portal from the side of OUG not going to be utilized here. They do have Karmic Revival built up though, so they can go in for one on-foot defense here, and then potentially portal back, and Strange was not bad out. Trying to push up onto the point, yes, street charge once again, trying to zone away Tanuki with all that extra mobility. And they're almost already built up towards that Clobbering time, because it was going to the half cooldown, but that percentage damage is proving to be very difficult to deal with. The Straggling Prism onto the point of the Kraken, if and for the reset. Tanuki got Taro Cookie, which means that Cocoon will have to be used. The Karmic Revival's already out though for the revive, brings back Mash, and Tanuki is trying to chase down Stragglers after they come out of that Adam Warlock Karmic Revival onto the point. The mobility is huge, but the evasion is effective. Smolk can't escape forever though. Clobbering time will come out, but it feels like they're delaying the inevitable unless Freedom Charge comes on out for the bonus health.
He managed to survive with a little bit of help that was coming in from Ken. It's in that engagement with him. It's Jeff is available, might not even be necessary, as the point is pretty much on the edge of being touched. Now the portal is going to come out from Taro, but there's not too much there to try and stall it at this moment. I think the Invisible Woman is going to have to be the one for Mash to keep things going for the time being. The Arm Amplifier thrown on top to allow a bit more damage, and enough actually for DRP, who switched over to the Wolverine. You got Black Panther in play. This is just like a bingo card of all of the characters that we've not seen yet.
The delay is good, like you say, the Black Panther coming on out to just try and push onto the point. The damage output is good. Mash takes out Melio, and after getting that hold, is just immediately retreating. You cannot use this BP for a full defense, so they're retreating back to spawn with the hypermobility they have and move back to the cap.
Oh man.
The fuck?
I mean, this is what
I came back and saw Black Panther on my fucking stream for a second.
Citadel Gaming have struggled to sort of get their
holy shit, bro.
Have to try and push things a little bit further as they're less than a minute down. There is, in the hands of Polly, that Strangling Prison. He's waiting to see if Melio can get online with a Kraken's Impact, because that combination is so good at clearing out the fights. Last Stand is going to go into the Invisible Boundary for OUG. It's a perfect pick on to Alex, interrupting the Invisible Boundary that they just set down just a second before. A great pick in the end for DRP, who's the tank player, the Vanguard, able to switch over to this role. Just the adjustments OUG made after this portal play seemed
Are we about to drop a fucking map? Hello?
Driving back one more time.
Why do I have a Windows 10 logo on my wall? What are you talking about, bro?
Looking at the ultimate economy here, we have that Straggling Prism. We're about to have its Jeff and Liv.
Oh, that's just lighting, bro. That's funny.
All they really have is that Cosmic Guard Amplifier, and they're about to have Aya Magamoto. But with DRP down, they're just going to have to rush on in on something fast. The Wolverine should do the job. Using the elevation, pulling them into the bus, and that bus could be taking Citadel to a higher seed here if they can keep them trapped. Tanuki to the backline with the living team, and he's not able to find anyone in the backline. Ayavakamona comes on out. The immediate focus. It's Jeff. Swallows multiple members trying to take Strange away from the point.
Or just troll, bro.
Far away from their team. But we're still seeing a lot of interruption from Due with that freedom charge for the bonus elf onto the point. Mola's up to 50% on the Karmic Revival, which could be enough as we see Tanuki fall. Citadel are dropping low. They have no defensive abilities. Whereas OUG, they are
Holy
healthy. They are holding. Enzo is down. Tanuki is down. Polly is down. And Due is charging through. And Freedom is pushing onto the point. And they are locking down Citadel.
As well.
All right.
Great stuff are coming out there, but we're going to be getting that all unlocked to make sure you get your play through, and I don't know, I'm going to be hitting up some rounds when I can.
Oh yeah, absolutely, especially with that blade skin, looks absolutely nice there too, guys. It's going to be great to see, but thank you so much for your patience. Don't go anywhere. We're going to make sure everything is settled here right behind us. We got round number 2 coming to you on the other side of this break.
What do you mean on the other side of this break, bro? Come on, bro. Alright, we lost. And the infinite cancer continues. GG.
Dream Plus in China, the Chinese substitute for this team, and they saved that point so many times. They dived the point, they sustained with freedom charge for any extra sustain they needed, and they were able to delay long enough for Portal to come out from Taro Cookie. Just absolute chef's kiss play from Due.
You got DRP as well. It's high up on the eliminations of final hits. And it was a little bit of musical chairs, I think, on the roles that the team were playing at a point. But considering that this is just a slapdash team that's been put together for over-under to sort of replace some of the players that were unable to make it, the synergy is there. These guys could do very well if the Ignite is coming back for 2026. Maybe this is a team that you want to be looking to pick up. But at the very least, I think for like DRP and MASH from the EMEA, we know well, like they're showing it like, when it comes to Orcs next year, potentially, like, yeah, we can play at all sorts of teams. We played with, like, 4 Chinese players, and we took a map of the Citadel, you know? But I think for Citadel, it's a case of trying to make this 2-2 work a little bit more. But there were instances, right at the end, where we see the Strangler Prison used from Polly. Melio did have that Kraken's impact. It wasn't used for whatever reason. Maybe they felt that the fight was easily won,
Envy
so
lost,
they
Myro.
dedicate another ultimate to it. But there's definitely those, like, bits of synergy that you would sort of expect to be in play. Non-existent. It's odd. It's hard to really gauge what Citadel want to do.
And it has been shown in their matchups as, once again, Citadel continue their theme of every single series they've gone into. They have dropped at least 1 map, in some cases 2, of course, in the ones that they lost. Citadel have yet to get a clean.
They lost a chopper mag.
Going to continue. They're still feeling it out, it feels, but you're running out of time. Yeah, you're in the playoffs, but that just means there are even less games available for you to really just try and fix up these issues before you have to start playing against the best of the best, which they already are, because this group is terrifying.
I imagine, my general sense is because we did like have no break, we just ran it straight to map 2, that we would do the same, like Citadel would just be like, yep, let's go here. The one thing to say is that usually they go to Yggdrasil, but because...
Is it crazy to say Tanuki is not him on Fist? No, it is not, yeah.
I think it is Central Park, so it's...
It is not.
...blocks away, I guess, in game, but it's something that we haven't really seen...
Nor on Jeff? Yeah.
Also, complete
Tanuki is best known for like Iron Fist and like... Not Iron Fist, fuck him. Black Panther. And then he's like... serviceable in every other character. But like his Black Panther is like elite, like that's what he's known for. That's what he's like the best at, you know?
They really try to go towards Convoy. Maybe you just got Heart of Heaven. Just for the poos and giggles, as they say.
There's a lot of options here, like you say, with Central Park being one of their main options, Hall of Jalnia not being an option that we potentially see from Citadel.
Probably not.
They seem to lean a bit further away from it. Heart of Heaven, though, would be the more wild...
I thought they were doing better with Callan too, honestly. But in the end, it didn't even matter. Did NB shoot the bed? Yeah, they did.
Heart of Heaven will be our 3rd map in this series for Citadel to try and win this out and try and improve their seeding, or for OUG to go home with their heads held high.
Yeah, it's a very, like, flub it, we ball attitude, I think, for both teams to be showing. As we saw it a little bit from this group already, and OUG got a little
He didn't play Black Panther because the character is terrible, Damien. It's just so fucking bad.
On the new map, and
it's actually the worst DPS in the game. One of the worst heroes. Extremely, extremely high risk, high mechanical demand. super low. Well, I guess the reward isn't super low, but because the reward is like a kill most of the time, but you're usually trading anyways if you get that kill, and it's just too easy to counter. Like, look at this. Like, that's crazy.
Just counters like all that stuff though.
Like, look at how nonsensical this game is, where you just have a flying hit scan character that just marks the melee assassin and he can't do anything.
I gotta be better.
I'm not a vengeful person, but today I'll make an exception.
And she has a stun. Yep, and a teleport. It's all good. We'll get a new patch. We get the new patch notes next week, buddy. And we can do a good reaction. And we'll watch Marvel Rivals, Netties. Isn't she 275? Yes, yes she is.
The Jeff going to be taken out on both sides, like you say, so we're not going to be seeing any shenanigans with the fish. And it also does lower the value of Venom at least a little bit.
In your opinion, what do you think is the reason they did bad? Well, I don't know the particular reason of why Envy shit their pants. I heard from several sources that like their players just do not play ranks. Like a lot of them are just like playing other games and bullshit and not really taking it seriously. So maybe that's why. But I don't know. I don't know.
This would be a really good draft, I think, for Citadel if OUG were the kind of team to be running a lot of triple strategists, because with triple strategists, you would run the Bucky as your solo duelist, so... But like, I don't think OUG are going to mind too much there. You have got a one-sided Adam for Citadel that you can work with, probably on your defense, but maybe it's something...
Pros who don't play the game. Yeah, no, Damon, they were playing more Deadlock than Rivals from what I heard.
When they're running triple strategists, sometimes it's Melio, sometimes it's Tanuki going for this approach. And a Hella ban out means that you're not going to see that team up with Namor either.
He's been on Deadlock with PG and Sugar Free. There you go.
Daredevil from Tanuki on this map. Again, it feels like canonically...
Yeah, Envy's out of the tournament, Kenny.
Feels like they go hand in hand, and
they're gonna rebuff Phoenix, probably.
Right, the esports, it's what we're here for, baby. I think.
OUG have secured themselves the one-sided Helen and Mod, but the Venom composition is available for both sides. Citadel Gaming are the ones who are currently hovering it, whereas OUG don't seem that bothered. Both teams have themselves Everfrost as well. A lot of these big, powerful picks have gone through the draft phase.
Then go join or make a pro Deadlock team. Yeah, the problem with Deadlock is it's not even out yet. I think when Deadlock comes out, you'll have like a lot of players, like Rivals pros, that'll migrate to that game.
To play for, there's a lot of goofiness about it. I guess there is the chance of like Citadel, they don't want to lose out on that confidence.
No, when I was still on Flybro, I told this story a couple times, but we had like the ability to track games. Or like our manager Kylie would track everyone's games played over the weeks, and I remember during the week of playoffs and groups, I played 120 games, like 110. It was like 117 and then 112, like those 2 weeks, like leading up to the tournament. And prior to this, I was playing like anywhere from 90 to 100 plus games every single week for like months, right? And then my teammates had played 10 and 15 respectively. So I'm literally playing the game like 10 times more than my teammates. And then like 2 times more than the next highest person that was below me. And it's just like, I don't know what it is about like people just not playing the game. Like it's very common where pro players just don't play the game. They just cry about ranked and just say, oh, well, it doesn't matter. Like it's like a fact. Like I'd have to find the screenshot somewhere, but like... Yeah. Like it's just crazy. Oh, I don't know. What team do I think is the best right now? Probably VP.
Just managed to find all of these picks, flushed them out, and taken a point seemingly in quick fashion unless the RP can go in for the portal play.
Be set up beautifully for this as the portal's going to come in for one last defense, utilizing the miss as a place to retreat if need be.
Sounds like they're complacent at the level of play that they're at. Yeah.
as Mash is gonna get that hit.
That's what I said.
Allow DRP to try and step on through, but Citadel still have control. They have that range of Ultron as well, so they can create a choke point on the doorway, but they might not need to, because one by one, we're starting to see OUG members go down Invisible Boundary.
And they shot me for it.
Just to try and sustain this retreat coming out of Citadel, as they're gonna burn Cosmic Guard Amplifier and Rage of Ultron for huge burst damage. They chase on in, Ken even getting stuck in on the action, as Citadel break open that first point.
Only dedicating 2 ultimates in the end and holding on to.
They probably don't see a lot of value in playing ranks. Okay, but are you getting better at the game not playing it? Probably not. Are you getting better at the game playing it? Probably. Like, it's that simple. Do you think pros not playing the game makes them worse? Well, they play through scrims and stuff like that, but like you gotta ask yourself, like, if you ever heard the saying, the more you put in, the more you get out? Like, there's definitely an instance where you're just like junk volume right at the gym, where like you probably don't need to play 14 plus hours a day to be a good player or whatever, right? But you're not going to be a worse player. That's for sure. You definitely won't be worse. How much better will you get? It's hard to say. It depends on the person. But you won't get worse. And so, like, if you want to win and you want to get better, just play the game, bro. You know? Don't do it at the degradation to, like, where you're sacrificing too much of your personal life. Like, still take care of your body and your mind and stuff like that. But also understand, like, just have the discipline to fucking force yourself to do something sometimes you don't want to do it, you know? Like, you think I want to wake up every single day and just fucking hop on this game and play ranked for 8 hours? Hell no, but I do it most days anyway. I want to get better.
The engagement, but he's trying to touch the point, stall things for as long as possible. And now it feels that OUG are just kind of one by one trying to sit in as much.
It's like being too bougie to accept anything than scrims at actual matches I pursue. I don't know, bro. I don't get the mentality.
Is going to be used, the invisible boundary, trying to hold on for Svald. But this is just a brawl happening so far, Tetcher.
It is a brawl, but it once again seems to be very similar to the last game, with OUG just throwing bodies to buy time. But the fact is, last game, that worked. So the going in with the fate of both worlds for that extra sustain. Melio finding Mash once that expires.
It's low-key like the NBA too. It's probably like that in every sport, bro. Honestly. But then you look at like the GOATs of the sports, right? Like, look at what Michael Phelps did, you know? He didn't take a day off for 6 years. No weekends, no holidays. Every single day he's in that water. Every day. For 6 fucking years. Or Kobe Bryant, you know? First in, last out. You think he'll go pro again? 100%.
They want to show the world exactly how they play on the newest Convergence map so far here in Marvel Rivals. And the side of Seduction is going to allow Enzo to create a little bit more space for Melio, who's coming in with the Dance of the Butterflies. A couple more picks in their favor, and OUG just losing out 5 players very quickly. It's a complete team.
I would love to be back in pro play. Awesome.
Away, but it is going to be delays. DRP continuing the OUG tradition of throwing bodies at the point to buy time and just keep the delays going. That was essentially a full team wipe for Citadel, and the car barely moved because someone was back there causing problems, causing delays.
Exactly, no.
And that is going to allow OUG to respawn, group up, and Iron Fist has made the return once again to a thematic map.
Alright, Tanuki, you know what to do.
You've been trialing for any other teams? I'm working on building something up right now, but we'll see. What do you think NB keeps? Speed, Kalush.
Rage of Ultron going to be used, shooting down and takes out Mash. But the
keep pushing leaderboards? Not really. Like, I'm not like super high rank. Like, I'm top 500 on 2 accounts, but like I'm not like super high rank all the time. I just don't know what it is in this. Like, I just don't have the rank gene. It's weird. It sounds like an excuse, but like I play this game so much. Like, definitely the like more than most pro players do. I play the game more. But the games are just like I don't know, bro. Like, people just have the rank gene.
Butterfly to burst on through. Do falls, Mash falls, and we're starting to see OUG melt here. Molad is trying to escape, but just cannot get away.
No, I'm not washed, bro. I pulled up to scrims the other day, like last week. Scrimmed a tier 1 team, like a mid tier 1 team. and still still played well, still did my job, still dominated on my respective heroes. Like we still lost majority of the maps. Like we went 1-3, but like I'm like so confident that I'm still like a high tier 1 player.
Try to do to match this.
Yeah, and then we won the Daredevil tournament too. That was good. I played really well, yeah.
I could understand from stage 2 that he was very powerful. People might want to see a little bit less of him, but
what heroes did I play in scrims? I played Star-Lord, Ultron, Bucky, Namor, I think.
So at least it's all gaming, showing everybody that
Daredevil too.
Completely like down in a ditch somewhere.
You scrim the chop team? No.
Try and show him, and maybe it's a heart of heaven meta for...
Yeah, the VP players, I mean, there's a reason why VP is the best team. Like, they all play the game a lot. Yeah, Saipe is the rank gene, exactly. Like, Saipe is just a god at ranks. Like, I don't know. Like, he just doesn't lose. I didn't know you played Namor? Yeah, of course I do.
Into our next point, OUG now on the attack, and so far they're not going to mix it up too much.
You're actually good, bro. We scrimmed them after they 4-0 Navy. They're legit. Yeah.
Almost looks like OUG swooping in.
I don't know either, Liddy.
He's seeing if he could scout some information. Actually, he's just trying to cut this choke out completely. See if he can peel away this defense from Citadel Gaming. But if I'm them, you're keeping a keen eye where Dewey's trying to go in for this dive.
Yeah,
sure
no, my hero pool is like really good.
Follow up on him. I think
I have a really good hero pool. Let me pull up the roster. I'll make you guys a tier list of like my hero pool. Actually, I don't even need to launch a game for that.
A coordinated effort that they can put on together.
Into the backline, finds the real Loki, and the Invis, and the Assassin's Charge. Good by Melio, but in the meantime, DRP's been taken down in the front line as
but no one cares
Dash.
about this.
I mean,
Put on a banger. Alright. But I reset this shit. Fresh. What's up? John, thanks for the raid, buddy. Hope you had a good stream. To the settings layer? Yeah, I got it. So like, if I were to jump into like Ignite tomorrow, which, for context, for those who just came from Chime Stream, I'm like rating what characters I think I'm like really good at. Just because people in chat were asking. Because this match is like boring, like who cares? Like Citadel's gonna win when they stop trolling. And then the other match is like some dog shit too. I think I'm okay at Adam. Like, I need more scrim time on Adam to like really become really good at him. Don't play that. This character is dog shit, so it doesn't matter, but I'd probably be like right here. Yeah, exactly, Chime. Like, no one cares. Like, nobody cares. Getting off pet chart. Yeah. Okay. Spider-Man is like a character I could have here again, but I just haven't played it in so long, and I'm like washed. Namor, I could roll up on Namor, do just fine. Star-Lord, I'm the best in the world. Iron Man, don't play. Hela, like, I would like really need to sit down and commit time to Hela. Like, I've started to play the character, I have like a pretty good understanding of how she works, but I just need like a ton of time to like make her, like, I don't think I'd do like that much on Hela. Moon Knight is easy, Squirrel Girl is easy. Aren't you good on Jean? I'm okay at Jean. Torch, I'm really confident on if he ever came back. Ultron. Blade is like easy. Jean I'd also put C with Hela. Daredevil, I would like. When I come back, bro, I'm just gonna let the devil out on everybody, bro. This character is insane. Just nobody's good enough at it yet. Wolf, Bucky. I guess everything. So I would say like I'm like tier 1 at these characters. Like high tier 1 player at these characters. Watch Reject versus Dark Zero. Alright. Oh, it's already started. Wait, Reject took a map. Wait, hold on.
When it comes to Central Park, they're like 4-2 within stage 2, and seeing how they've been able to make the adjustment.
Yeah, my bad, chat.
This group stage thus far. Now seeing how they're going to be able to try to take over on the advantage, since this is the map that they pick, and wondering what side they want to start on. If
yeah,
they want
bro,
to
Reject are good.
do they want to ban out the Vanguards, or do they want to bait something out?
Ooh, playing a bit of game of cat and mouse, you know, I think at this stage of the tournament,
no, I put my side up here too.
Put it past them, you know, I think it's going to be fun to see exactly how they approach the draft here, as they have a lot of tricks up their sleeve, and we're going to heave our way into it.
All right, let's see.
Let the bands begin.
Emma, save the Emma. They're probably both going to ban Emma. Emma's so good.
What about your Venom? I don't know. I've never played a scrim on Venom because it's just useless for me to play it, but
we see it come
I'm good at the character.
We're just talking about this too after we just witnessed Central Park beforehand. All right, seeing the Protect now over onto the Mantis. I mean, it's, again, very similar case here with Dark Zero. They wanted to enable the Flyers. Another map that's actually not bad for the Flyers.
Isn't Rejects full Overwatch Bros? Yeah.
Get that payload rolling.
Like, they're all Overwatch Tier 1
Loki
players.
Be the next
Where the Penny days are retired, bro. If you know, you know.
Protect for them. Will they be protecting the Jeff or something else? It's going to be Mantis. Prioritized on both sides here. Considering it's been let through, they're going to be able to take advantage of that damage amplification there. But Dark Zero now looking to steer it away from the Loki as well. So mirror match of the band so far, but now is the point where we might see a little difference.
Because you know who else is really strong on here? If you let that Mantis get through with the double protect, that's why you don't want the Loki. But Groot is also such a good Vanguard here on Central Park, especially when it comes to trying to isolate a lot of the positioning of where the defensive side is going to be from the side rooms with these Groot walls. As we see the next band, it's going to be the Jeff, and I like this. And I love on the other side, we see the Venom band too. Because although you get the band, that also means here, do you want to ban out the Jeff if you are a reject onto Dark Zero? Something that we've seen Korova rock out with before, as we see what their next safety pick is going to be, and it's going to be the Bucky.
Yeah, no surprises there. Bucky going to be locking its way through, and what will be locked away? Dark Zero maybe looking to steal away the Atom. Definitely a key one. You know,
is Korova the best Atom? He has the best mechanics, but positioning, he's always had like a little bit of a questionable. Ooh, ow.
It's their own Atom, so they can take advantage of the Karmic Revival into this.
You ever train arms and you like
a little bit longer, but Reject
tense your arms too much, you get like a spasm right here. Oh, that happens all the time, bro.
That Dark
Wonder if Russian
about Reject, whether it be Finale with that Atom. We've seen Finale roll out with the Namor, the Star-Lord before too, and then Toby.
Yeah, no, his name, he is Russian, yeah.
I like this. You can't allow them to get any baiting done, because that's something that Dark Zero, even in their own interviews, have mentioned that they like to do. And
Korova is one of the best support players in general in pro play right now, no? He's like, if I had to put him on a tier list, I'd say he's A, like mid-A. I think he stacks support ults like really consistently. Like even on Sin he did that, and he does it now in Dark Zero too. I think that's like, that's my only complaint with him. Is the consistent stacking of support ults, and his positioning on Atom I think is a little bit too aggressive sometimes, especially when he has res. But his mechanics are like some of the best in the world on that character. Do a tier list of NA players? I don't know enough about the teams. Korova's mechanically the best support in the game, but I don't even know if that's true, Hugs. Like, he's got a lot of competition. Like, there's a lot of support players. Like, look at Cooper. Look at Saipe. You know? Yeah, I would say Saipe and Juju are both better than him, I agree.
Dark Zero looking to play with the Strange and the Cap themselves here. See if they can get a bit of mobility whilst they have the Strange shield up front. He's looking good.
But they let the Atom Warlock go through for Dark Zero. Okay, this is going to be a test for Korova too, to see if he could make the Atom magic happen, because if there's anyone that could do it, it's Korova and Atom Warlock. A Smash also is able to get away with the Jeff. The only thing that Dark Zero does not have is that symbiotic shenanigans.
Is there any way to rebind Rocket Jump? I actually don't know.
It's a good question. I love that portal position, because it also blocks out some of the incoming damage to get out of the line of sight of where Reject is currently positioned on the low ground, and noting that there would be split, expecting Dark Zero before they take a roundabout position up back through the choke.
Yeah, great to establish themselves on the high ground there, zoning out the damage, as you said, and looking to see if they can get themselves in position. Good sedate on the finale there, trying to see if they can catch them off guard, but the healing's just too much. Impunity caught uncomfortable there. Wants to fall back.
What was the point? The point is that it skips all the bullshit where you have to walk through the choke and develop the map, and it decreases the chance that someone dies to some random spam, and they also shorten the gap it takes to like get to their backline, so they get in with full HP and all resources.
They're looking to reset here.
Korova seeing that velocity had jumped off, that's kind of a GG right there. And now this is actually a big stagger that they did not want, so it's going to.
You know what I just realized about RCs? They got rid of Mocha. I thought she was playing earlier, but they benched her, I guess.
Big first pick, honestly, onto the Jeff to allow them to get that. Now Smash.
Like Reject's team on paper is insane, no?
Being a problem on the group.
Like it's not going to be long before they become one of the best teams in the world.
Into that Wolverine counter pick.
Oh, they've actually changed their mind though.
Oh, okay.
Prison coming out from Marble.
They dropped her?
Oh,
I see.
In place, clear some space for the walls as well.
Nice.
Good sedate to stall them for a second here, but Reject, they're just going to plant themselves on to the mission area for now.
I got belt to ass by them for 2 months. They're very good.
This is good for them. They can deny that healing potential, really isolate the Vanguards here, but all the meanwhile, they're taking a ton of damage as well, so no one able to pull ahead just yet.
They're Korean.
Until now, Velocity caught off guard. Karmic Revival brings them straight back though. They have the Eternal Bond they can rely upon here. Agamotto comes out, Impunity stuck in place, but they might just be coming right back.
Yeah, yep, exactly, just
it's the
like
doctor.
that. And that's about the timing on Korova and that.
What did I miss?
Revival. Hard work, all those
you missed OUG taking a map from Citadel.
Reject, but they at least are conserving these ultimates, which is even bigger. Looking at
and Reject took a map off Dark Zero.
From the backline. He's got the Groot hug ready to go, but same thing from Marvel, who fell so low. He stays alive thanks to that sea of all velocity.
Korea was the best team in Overwatch. It wasn't even close. Like it's not even close. Korea is on a completely different league than the other regions.
And the Groot hug, Dark Zero and their Vanguards are keeping them in a CC stun as Reject and Izayaki keeps them alive in the invisible boundary.
Great timing on that one as well. So it does allow Finale a little bit more time to get back to the mission area here whilst their teammates hold things down. But all the meanwhile, Dark Zero have taken a tick onto the point there. And they're looking to see if they can get more. Agamotto coming through from Gargoyle here does lock down some of the strategists. See you later, Velocity once again. Looking to target down Smash there. Karmic Revival will bring them back though. So they can afford to go a bit more ballsy into this one. Kraken Impact coming out. Marvel is down. And they're looking to see if they can farm things up once again. Piggy in trouble. And they will fall.
And that was with Korova getting another Karmic Revival for another engage.
Yo,
that was with them being
controller.
Originally, with the Eye of Agamotto from Gargoyle's hands, auto-focusing on that solo onto Velocity. It's great to have all members back onto the point with Dark Zero, getting that payload moving finally.
Nicely done.
How fast can subs be made, as in swapping a tanker support? I feel like hero pool holds so much. Some pros from reaching the peak of their hero, but bans exist, so I don't know. Trust me, he's feeling that for real. You can make subs like whenever.
Those ults are going to be on the move already. Marvel's up high, ready for the strangling
but I think like
they have
7-man rosters in this game are really weird because of how draft works.
Together. And look at these Groot walls. We're just playing Tetris at this point now as Piggy's the next one.
I think it'll be a much more viable strategy in the future when there's a lot more characters.
Conserved that Groot hug as well as Izayaki and that invisible boundary, but they still use the Sia and Piggy going down too.
Yeah, great way to power.
But right now, it's generally more important to be flexible than it is to be specialized.
Ultimates there, not utilizing the Strangling Prison, pretty close to the Soul Resurgence now as well. But Dark Zero are not allowing them to exit through into the choke point there. Will eventually be able to escape. Madara so cheeky up high. Ready for the Agamotto. Kraken Impact. Soul Resurgence comes online though. Boundary as well. So they're forcing the strategist ultimates here. Amazing gets one as well. But Madara's been caught into the Strangling Prison. Everything is happening here. And it's favoring Reject right now. Korova. This could be everything for them. But they aren't able to get their ultimate in time. They do have it now. Will they be able to pop it off? No! Complete denial.
Yeah, it's not even worth it at this point with Amazing also just coming back. Man, Dark Zero, they put everything onto that wombo combo actually connecting, but with Izayaki having that invisible boundary, it was even better. They denied the Bucky reset. They denied their follow-up within the Eye of Agamotto here, Matsy. And now Reject, they really only had to use that invisible boundary. Now Finale coming in with that
para-level Bucky, Gargoyle.
Though, and it's going to be rotating around Dobby, having that Sia too.
could be a key here. They do have the Meteor they can rely upon as well now if things get a bit scary already. Looking to pop that one to see they get two. Nicely done. Double strategy. See you later. Kurova brings out the Karmic Revival though, so everybody's back online, but the Kraken Impact is looking to send them straight back, but that ultimate's still running its course. Marta is back in action here, and they do stall out the time, and there you go. It's Jeff in the strangling prison there. Velocity trying to get a catch of the day here. See if they can send them away. They will be annihilated by Dobie, and the Seer is keeping Reject powered up. Strangling prison, they are being sent away.
And that's when Dark Zero wanted to use this Adam Warlock to counter these Bucky reset opportunities from Gargoyle, and look what it's done with Gargoyle finding each head of DZ. Desperate times call for desperate measures. You got less than 3 seconds on the clock as they portal in and they force it into overtime. They have
a good touch.
They have Ryan Mazing, and together with that boost, now they're going to be able to get put into position. But Finale finding Kurova after he doesn't have the passive, he's even bigger.
This is so big. If Madara can stay online long enough, they might be able to get
Was Gargoyle on their team in the midseason? I don't remember.
Could be too little too late. They're already losing Smash. Right, Amazing's down. Madara, the pressure's on you. No. They're out of here. All they have to rely upon is Kurova, but the Kraken Impact will seal the deal here. So, complete denial from Reject. They hold it off and hold it strong.
Marvel building up the House of Groot walls too. Every angle you looked in the camera, all you see are Groot walls, and then Gargoyle just being a scary face to meet early on within the week of Halloween.
Pretty sure Gargoyle was a tank player in Overwatch, wasn't he?
Want to deal with instead, but they got held right before that first checkpoint, Matsy.
That they did. That is a tough place to try and hold off until, you know, they've managed to not clear as much space as they would like here. The big pressure is going to be onto that first mission area. You know, stall out as much as time as you possibly can here.
This guy played Ryan and Winston? No, Gargoyle was an off-tank player.
It's just so major that they found that Cloak and Dagger when Cloak was at, what, like 93, 95% on that Eternal Bond. I mean, even with Gargoyle getting these resets, yes, you said goodbye to like 2 other members, but it's that stall potential if you have the chance to allow Kurova to come back.
Penny! They brought out the Penny! Nah. We're not falling for that. They're getting the shields in spawn.
Yeah,
they're getting the shields in spawn.
Yeah, get me all hyped like that.
Yeah. We aren't going to see that.
Yeah, he was a Sigma player.
Not yet, but I was also thinking, what are the lineups here? I'm always acting suspicious. You never know what to expect here when it comes to our pros and what we've witnessed within Marvel Rivals Ignite. As we take a quick look at the scoreboard, just look at the difference alone. Gargoyle with 10 final hits. The damage, even with Smash trying their best, 4 final hits, you have 15k damage on the board. But the vanguards between Piggy and Marvel, and they have access to the Venom. It's going to be Denling here. As you can already see, Piggy is all the way right behind Dark Zero, by the way.
Finale was never on Daredevil, bro. This is the first time he's picked it.
Focused on the strategists right now, and
I hate this Rocket Ultron shit, bro. I swear it's terrible.
Finale gets the opening blow on the Smash there. We're going to see if they can fall back as well. The healing is keeping them online, and now they look to go back into the fight over and over again here. Pumping up the damage numbers for their team. Are looking to steam past, but Dark Zero doing a good job so far.
Noob. You know Flight PK is right there, by the way, Swag. They all die, right? Like, everyone understands that the entire enemy team dies right there, if I'm in this lobby.
Finds Piggy. Big pick here, too, considering Piggy was harassing that back line.
Because Daredevil is insane at touching them in that corner.
Luka. Finding that headshot onto Marvel, and now this also boosts into the
like, just hit the Groot, throw your shit in there until you get your deflect, bro, and then you commit with your deflect, like, I don't know.
And Velocity, look for that Soul Resurgence, and they force Reject back. They at least get the first checkpoints, but they don't let it get it fully all the way with a huge time bank.
Yeah, plenty more time.
Any predictions for 100 Thieves versus Fly? I think I think Fly will win because it's group stage. If it was playoffs, I'd put 100 Thieves.
They might be looking to wait for all ultimates to be on.
Daredevil just throws his fucking ricochets in that corner, bro.
Then they think as they are looking to sink down. Feast of the Abyss coming on now. Gonna have the Soul Resurgence in response.
Oh yeah.
To the butterfly. Good trade on the Finale there, but it is gonna be the Karmic Revival.
Oh, we let the devil out. We're gonna let the devil out. Let's get in there. Come on, boy.
Get so much rage, but now Heaven's falling down, and Nagamoto looks to take him to town.
but you used every
Why aren't we letting the devil out right now? Hello?
through an anti-heal.
There it is. Go to the Daredevil
abyss,
camera.
And then the combo
Let me watch.
Gargoyle and the dance of butterfly.
Yeah, there we
Now
go.
You have nothing to deal with finale. You had used the Karmic Revival, Hasta La Vista to Korova next, and Dark Zero they dropped, and now currently Reject. They've moved up onto the point, and they've moved.
You like the
up
sneak
with
diss? The sneak diss on who, bro?
Huge impact coming through there. Reject will be able
Like, do you think Daredevil?
And take the missionary.
You think the Daredevil melee is worth using? Oh yeah.
Pushing ahead once again. The only ult online right now is Smash with the Kraken impact. They're looking to get up close and personal real quick because they got a lot of time to play with here. They've already found a couple.
What is the 222 Ultra? I don't know. It's like some rocket. VP plays it too.
And it's great to see they've taken it to them in the early phase here.
And to show them where you're from out here too, gonna be able to duke it out almost immediate point.
It's a nuclear TP from them, by the way. This is so good.
Potential here too. With that bulky ultimate online, look at velocity and that invisible boundary to help enable him. Same thing with my Remizing, giving him that damage boost. But Reject, they're poking and prodding from afar, and you have to worry about Marvel and these group walls to isolate members of DZ, piggybacking away too. While they've still been able to at least try to control the point thus far, they're still getting a little bit of progress as they find the next pick, and Velocity is able to protect them. Impunity having that group open. It is Smash again and again as he goes. He finds Izayaki and Marvel.
Amazing timing coming through from Velocity there, denying any impact from the Strangling Prison. Smash trying to go for a last moment smash there, but not going to be able to catch anyone with that one. So they can hold strong.
Why are we not on Wolf? Let's pick Wolf. Let's go Wolf and win the game. Pick Wolf.
Just looking to take it easy for a while longer. The ultimates are going ahead for Reject right now, so we could see them try and force the issue. Boundaries up. Gonna see the Soul Resurgence as well. More to follow. Agamotto denied. Big push there. Boundary coming up though, and they're looking to zone something through, but nobody goes down yet.
Velocity needed so much help with that autofocus. Great communication coming in from Reject, but thankfully, the insurance that is Korova, he saves the day. He brings them back to recontest, and they need to do this as well, considering that the checkpoint is straight ahead. They didn't get it to that next checkpoint originally fully, and Dobie keeps bringing these members back from Reject. Now it's Finale, now it's Smash, looking for the reset.
Oh my God.
Basically invisible boundary from Velocity.
Again and again, Velocity coming in clutch when the timing counts there. Just denying
They
Marvel
live that. That is
any
crazy.
impact there.
Marvel
So
is getting
that
some
gonna be
value, though.
Relentless countermeasures coming
No, but
through.
I have cancer. I actually have cancer. If I'm fucking Finale this game, I'm going Wolf and carrying the game.
Not today.
You're playing in a strange group, bro. Just front to back. It doesn't matter if you get grabbed. Just front to back. Have your team pocket you. You'll kill the whole lobby.
There you go, jumping into it, getting a couple stun locked in place, but they are not going to be able to displace them for long. Biggie in a bit of trouble here.
Oh my God, he
the
lived.
Wall is denying them, but no one goes down.
It's fine though with the Izayaki.
Why Wolf over Iron Fist? Because the displacement is more valuable than the extra damage from Iron Fist. Plus Iron Fist doesn't like playing in the group.
Controller duelist within Dark Zero keeps finding these picks, and you talk about the Kraken impact. Well, guess what? Gargoyle, it was shut down for him when they wanted to go for the Wombo combo on their Eye of Agamotto. That forces out swaps, and now Smash is close to his.
Closer and closer, and it's opened up.
If your name is Milanran, you're 1v11 here. I mean, like, Iron Fist would definitely be good here, but, like, I think we have Terror on Wolf here, and the game is over, you know?
Walled off, a bit of damage coming through. Strangling Prison C is online, though. They are going to be pumped up for a while longer, but that's immediately deactivated there. Big damage, though, coming
it's fine. It was
through
good bongo.
There, Marvel trying to see if they can settle the score here. Impunity in trouble. Not able to wall them off in time there, but at least they're trying to
Here comes Marvel with another fucking 400-man graph.
He's going fishing. He wants it.
Does he wall himself up top right? I bet he does. No way we don't wall ourselves top right and drop on them with graph. Oh no, he just swings with it.
Can we get the follow-up? It was as Velocity gets shut down in the middle of the invisible.
This might be the fattest reset ever, bro. Get this man a reset.
Saves the day with the active Karmic Revival. He brings them back here for Dark Zero, and Remizing.
Get this man a reset and they're all dead.
My goodness, it's all going
on
right now. Agamotto locks them down. Look at smash them in place. The Kraken impact is going. They're rolling through for the triple. Looking to see if they can catch Izayaki as well. Booming their way through. There will be
Oh.
going a little too far. Strangling Prison, trying to lock him down. It ain't gonna happen, not yet. Sia online. OT Timer is running its course, but they refuse to let up.
I think RC wins this. Their spawn is just too close.
As long as they can here.
Overtime, though, they have to stay contested now, too, if they want to be able to move this to that next point, and they don't.
No.
We go next here.
No.
Dark Zero,
No.
they hold them back.
No.
Oh my days, they have managed to hold on. It is one apiece into this one. I cannot believe.
Making sure that some of the strongest Vanguards are not available, and that is going to kind of hurt, I think, what...
Perfect timing, actually. Holy shit.
TPK and Vinny have gone for some very nice dive-y compositions.
It couldn't have been better.
Vinny.
You've also got to pay attention to Terra, who has been extremely proficient on the Winter Soldier, but when we started to see teams like Citadel, for example, start to ban that away, we started to see 100 Thieves maybe falter a little bit. Terra, of course, did come into this tournament a little bit sick, but we actually found out last night that Vess is also feeling a little bit under the weather, so the health buff is going to be evened out between the two teams here, as Jeff is going to be secured one-sided so far for FlyQuest, but that is like, we've already seen that Venom banned away, so they chose it in spite of that.
Yeah. They've also gone for like...
Didn't they roll FlyQuest?
Mantis, Jeff, it's sort of up there.
Oh, 100 Thieves?
Woman, Loki. You got the one-sided...
FlyQuest rolled 100 Thieves in group stage of NA, and then 100 Thieves... Oh my god, I'm cramping constantly. Holy shit, bro. Oh my god, my body, bro. My left arm just cramped, and then my abs cramped, and my right arm cramped. Like, holy fuck, bro.
on a map where you expect
Cancer.
these kind of comps to be
oh my
potentially
god.
more brawly than what we've seen from like Hella Namor, make sure that FlyQuest, if you're going to be sort of hitting some of the other Vanguards, that you can't really...
I have no idea, Zane. Probably better.
But Emma still available.
That's why they're playing with them. I don't know, though.
I'll give them a little bit of counter dive option if one team starts to do it, and there it is secured for 100 Thieves, not just
Drink more water, bum.
Going to be chosen.
How about you suck my balls, Mac?
A lot of, like we say, counter dive capability. One of the
ow, ow, ow. Fuck, bro! So fucking annoying. I can't even get up, chat. I can't even get... I'm stuck. I'm legit stuck. I'm fucking stuck.
Otherwise, there's not too many environmentals for characters like Angela, which is why we don't see her as much in particular.
A lot of tight corridors too, so if you're able to take the point and you want to try and push and fight up, Silent Seduction is just so good at that. If, you know, 100 Thieves take the point first, FlyQuest try and go for an engagement, you're like, haha, Emma Frost ultimate, woo! And you can't really do too much in the end. But Hella's going to be the final ban that goes in from 100 Thieves against FlyQuest.
W headstream.
A Protect an Invisible Woman, sort of in
chat, all this kid drinks his white monster.
Go for, like, stuff.
Bro.
Maybe like the Hella Namor, but if there's a chance
people figured out to ban fucking Hella Namor into FlyQuest, let's go.
Locked into one kind of composition, it's now. But maybe that's what you want to tell other teams, like, oh yeah, we can only play this certain style, we really need our Jeff, we really need our Mantis. So when you actually go into a draft,
oh my god,
like, actually we can play all this other cool stuff.
We're good.
Looking at these drafts,
but that, dude, that sucked. That was painful.
The fact that 100 Thieves would have got themselves, for example, an Adam and a Winter Soldier could have gone for some huge burst potential there, and FlyQuest could have got themselves the Hell in the Mod, as they have proved to be one of the best teams with it throughout this entire event. But the fact is, those drafts are swapped. It's going to be 100 Thieves bringing out that Hell in the Mod, and the Winter Soldier.
100 Thieves should be okay at Hella. Like, Terra on Hella is not the same as Energy on Hella, but it's not like...
Picking very selective stuff.
He's handless on that character.
Characters that anchor a team up, for example, but just knowing their opponent, and that's one thing that you can say. I think from speaking to Shib last night about this matchup too, it was only that one game that they saw in playoffs that they matched up against each other in different groups, just never really interacted with each other once they'd qualified for Atlanta. So this, again, it's similar in the sense that it's for seeding. I think 100 Thieves want to prove that there's only one top dog in North America, especially when the second seed is going to be missing from playoffs.
Very true. There's a lot of pressure on both of these teams, and while they are qualified, that seeding position, as we mentioned, is extremely important. Sieging from above, Energy already trying to build up towards that first Kraken impact. Terra, though, on the flank, causing a bit of grief for Sparker. Sparky going to be pressuring into that backline, seeing if they can set up for a little bit of pressure onto the strategist, and already finds Harvey, and 100 Thieves are a little bit slow on that reaction.
Oh, did you? Huh.
Definitely slow. Terra, seeing if you
can we heal each other or what?
Disengage, not lose out on any other people, and there's at least a bit more stall from Vinny. It's not as if time is going to progress in favor of FlyQuest with that stall. It was just buying a little bit more time for 100 Thieves to maybe reset, come out of spawn, and go for this fight again next. It is kind of like you mentioned, Tetra. I think stylistically it is like complete opposites, but it is a good chance to sort of get some reps on stuff because FlyQuest have to be very keen to move away from triple strategist. 100 Thieves, pretty much 50-50. Trying to go for some different ideas with a Hela and Starlord combination. And speaking of which, Terra, 2/3 of having his way to the Galactic Legend. Mostly just trying to get through this choke, see if they can catch people out. And Vez is very much in a spot that he can be caught out. It's an amazing hook that actually completely isolates him. But Terra just sort of a little bit more out in the open than you typically see from a Starlord.
Always on the move, always rolling, always getting that bonus health.
Bro, group stage FlyQuest is just an unreal team.
Chasing them all the way back to spawn. They don't just want the control here, they want to make sure that they get as much potential as possible by keeping 100 Thieves away from the point. They don't want to go for these retake fights, but they will have to back up eventually, because if you overextend, you will just be giving that point over.
Yeah, so far FlyQuest, I mean, the reason why this composition worked so well against Na'Vi earlier for FlyQuest was the damage and the eliminations that Energy was able to do when he could string picks like that with the hook over onto Terra and then turn it into a really nice.
This could be you, like, but you decide to play Iron Fist in the biggest game of your life and shit the bed.
Meteor M mostly trying to mitigate
Alright, Noah plays 4, 5, 6.
So can Terra get much off the back of it?
You definitely know the context of everything that happened.
But the life cocoon means that he's going to come back into the fight and Camera Revival's
but it's all good, bro. You can enjoy this permaban.
Comes out of this 100 Thieves time whilst they go for this retake.
Retard.
Just playing evasively, trying to get some shots, gets that Guardian barrier for the expectation, trying to chase onto Energy, who get out with the Troopers' best invisible boundary for the extra sustain, and once again Sparkchief is causing so much pressure, so much damage. Team up offered from the Winter Soldier, not even utilized it.
I think this has been a good event for Sparkchief, but there's only so much that he can do in the end. And the progression now on the point turns in favor of 100 Thieves for the first time, but it's 99% for FlyQuest. They still have 3 ultimates banked up. And
no one can play with my ball sack.
Sort of reset here, trying to do it as quickly as possible. It has allowed 100 Thieves to dedicate quite a lot into that fight to farm up just a little bit more. Terra just used the Galactic Legend, what, like less than a minute ago? Almost has it again.
Almost charged up right away here. FlyQuest, on the other hand, they've got Kraken Impact already and that Karmic Revival, which they've still been holding on to since the first time we talked about it here.
What's the lore behind a Starlord? What do you mean?
But now they can move out together with Freedom Charge potentially leading the way for the opening of that first fight. They're going to wrap around that first entryway and try and go through the low ground with a much wider attack point with the Freedom Charge for the opening on that bonus health as they charge it out. And Sparkchief literally just charges straight through. Finally, Positive comes down, but they've got a lot of damage onto Harvey. Kraken Impact takes up both the backline. A disintegration of the sustain. Even the tainted voltage lands as FlyQuest flipped that beautifully. And 100 Thieves, they're going to have to just charge this Venom Fruit. They got Venom to be the first one to charge onto the point, but Kraken Impact still available.
It's always been like that, unknown.
Holding the first point.
And they've got a Karmic Revival just sat in the pocket to go straight in for seconds. Yeah, it's not really been needed so far. With, the dude you banned, or was bro just trolling? I don't know if he was trolling or not, but I'm just like in like a zero tolerance mood for bullshit today. So if you're gonna be brain dead and shit, I'm just gonna perma-ban you. From some trash damage whilst
and that guy said some brain dead shit.
And then just a good fight. It feels like one stat I'd love to get for playoffs, realistically, is just like how many eliminations that we've seen Energy being able to get. He's 10-1, 9 final hits. How many of those do we think was off of the Kraken's impact?
Quite a few, but not as many as you might think, just considering how often they were able to just take the neutral. That Cook in particular, they were actually just KS'd by...
Like, Fly might be the best team in the world, but themselves just holding it. That's always been the problem. Always. Literally always.
It's just 100 Thieves with quite a few...
I was saying that since day one, bro.
Have to take the aggressive first fight here and get early control and then try and hold it.
Now, FlyQuest, very close to having a Fate both worlds too. 100 Thieves, not going to be too upset with losing that first point in the end when you have 4 ultimates that you can just sit back on, maybe 5 potentially if Delaney could just throw out a little bit more damage to get that Goddess of Death online. But Vision playing from the high ground, playing subtly in a spot that no doubt 100 Thieves know that, like, Camera Revival wasn't used, he has it. He's target number 1.
Here we go, 100 Thieves. They're going to try and go for that early fight, but they've already lost 2 members. Delena is down. Terror pulled in through a Galactic Legend. The Silent Seduction does not find anything. And 100 Thieves, they tried to play aggressive, but they are paying for it, losing 2 right off the bat. And then the Stragglers are just picked up one by one. 100 Thieves are annihilated.
No, there's been no upset. Well, really, Topper Mag beat Envy, if you can count that as an upset.
Right?
I would.
Thieves that were the ones that were sort of using the ultimates with the Galactic Legend, Silent Seduction. FlyQuest just sort of were able to win out the fight in the end by just bunkering down. They still have the camera revival. I think Vision is just not really going to have it in use.
The best counter ultimate, the best defensive ultimate in the game, walking behind a wall. It counts as more than you think.
Yeah.
FlyQuest are able to push on in once again to try and contain 100 Thieves, but not too deep. You don't want to get caught out of position by overextending. It's all about making sure that you can retreat onto the point when needed, but slow your opponent's roll. Invisible Boundary, you're so far off the point for this.
Delena switching over towards the Winter Soldier, does have the Kraken's Impact, is going to pull it out alongside the Fate of both worlds and Feast of the Abyss.
What is going on?
To get something, able to get Vision. Live Kakuno is going to bring him back into the fray. It feels like now this might be the time. That Q button he has cobwebs on it. And now there's still nothing really going in for 100 Thieves. His energy's now going to bring the Kraken's Impact out on his side. TTK, Silent Seduction, trying to pull some of these players out. Spark Cheek is very low, and now Vision, for the first time
Why do people hate Flyers?
now
No
going to
idea.
bring these players back into the fray. 100 Thieves not able to grab the point whilst all of this ruckus has been going on. It's
Why is Delena on Bucky and Terra on Hella? We have brain damage.
Coming on in for a little bit of extra sustain. They're trying to chase back onto TTK to put the punishment on, and Spark Chief is just keeping the pressure on right now. FlyQuest once again keeping 100 Thieves in their spawn.
And now Freedom Charge used up, so FlyQuest having to use a lot, but it makes sure that 100 Thieves can't really bunker up and set up into position. I think Delena on the Winter Soldiers looked a little bit better with some of that lethality, but they've also been taking so much damage again. He's pretty low. I think that was one of the reasons that Invisible Boundary got forced out quite early up on the high ground fight. Melania gets picked off just as we see 100 Thieves get 50%.
This shit ain't even
board.
close,
it's gonna
bro.
Be 99
this is
FlyQuest
just
to hit.
embarrassing.
And I don't think there's going to be anybody else from 100 Thieves to actually contest this one.
There's no one close. Vinny might try.
What happened to Shroud X? They had some internal issues, and Shroud just pulled the plug on it.
Before he even touches, Ultimates used a dance party in the boundary for FlyQuest for style, as they are able to take a very
Mate smashes out of here. Gargoyle forcing them back though. Good for the right click there, and we'll see if they are going to be able to catch anything else. This finale's going down. We'll come back with a
Spider-Man would be cool to see.
Could come online, but they don't even need it. Velocity's
we
down,
won't see it.
Nicely done.
2-0 GG's, yeah.
The Invis there. Gonna see if they can spin something else through this one. The wall gonna deny them line of sight, but only for a moment. Piggy going down though.
Gargoyle plays Mag. I mean, he does if it's a spawn hold.
Nice defense here from Reject too, because remember they also are the ones with the Mantis.
What's up, Junior? Yeah, all of them still compete.
Marvel, he's feasting.
Vision was from Shroud X, Mike.
Here, and they wipe out Dark Zero. Sure, they have all these ultimates online, but that is even more time dwindled away from their time bank.
Well played, well done there. Now chopping our way through to almost the 2-minute mark here. Dark Zero, they have all the tools at their disposal to power through this. 6 ults online. They can just go ruthless aggression here should they choose to. Speaking of, Jeff Nato could be online. Omega Hurricane already waiting in the backline. Finale in deep trouble. See you later, Jeff Nato. Trying to rip their way through, but there's nobody. They jump through the portal. It's wasted outside of the one there. Impunity coming into it as well. They will find at least a little bit from this, but Reject, they're comfortable. They don't mind losing a player or two.
That's not a finale, and with Izayaki right there waiting with the fate of both worlds. Instead, this is going to allow them to build into another round of these strategist ultimates to rotate through. But with Piggy going down at the hands of Velocity, getting that melee pickoff here, it's going to force Reject just to give a little bit of space together. Dark Zero, they try to jump up on the high ground. Both Vanguards from Reject, though, also going to just let them have the space for now. As the kidnap, it isolates Gargoyle. It forces him to go for a bubble, but they're not letting loose. The Meteor M as Gargoyle goes for the point blank slam down onto Rymazing on that Storm.
What an adaptation there, and it works wonderfully. Last stand coming through from Smash there, trying to crash through Marvel. They succeed. We'll be able to get a couple of KOs out of that one. Piggy coming back with a BRB, but my goodness, they are fighting and fighting strong. They got the fastball special online now, though, with the thing coming into the fray here. We'll see if that is going to be the change-up they need. Clovering time might just be able to displace them long enough to find some impact.
With the 3-3, you have to try to find the isolation if you can. Even with these push-ins that we have seen from Velocity on that Invisible Woman, you have the invisible boundary. Marvel dives down, finds Velocity, but a nice protection to find Marvel, but he doesn't go down without a fight.
Wow, Marvel not dying there is massive.
He survives. He swings away. Velocity held onto that invisible boundary with some protection from Madara, but it still costed the Groot hug. Gargoyle point blank. He misses out on Velocity, who didn't even have a double jump. The Brutal on the other side of the Groot wall, actually helping them out as Kurova has the itch step, and Rymazing is looking to clear space with the final judgment.
Ooh, the damage is coming up, but they might just be going down in a second. They do run the course of the ultimate there. Soul Resurgence coming up for Finale as well, so they are still going to be holding on for dear life here. OT Timer pushing its way through. They are trying to force Dark Zero as far away as they can. And Piggy in the back there, everyone else in the front, and they've found a Madara. This is big for them. Smash so close to the last stand. It could be exactly what they need here. Impunity's down. It's all or nothing in this one for Dark Zero.
And with overtime ticking away, Smash may have saved the day. He gets the 2K, and Dark Zero, when they're back four against the wall, Velocity was down, and he was close to that invisible boundary.
Flipper?
But the overtime
How's it
ticking
going,
away.
buddy?
They need a body block this. They have to prevent it from
How you
coming
been,
out here instead. But it's going to be Dark Zero who come right back into that fight, with Madara being on that Doctor Strange right on time. That was looking incredibly scary. If you are Reject, because I'll be real right now, Matsy, Dolby's been getting so much impact from these BRBs. Huge impact off of having that Rocket Raccoon too.
Incredible impact, as you said there, just working so wonderfully for them. Dark Zero getting to where they need to be at the last possible moments, but now it's time for the Kurova special. They're looking to play into the Atoms here. They got Phoenix online for a sec for Rymazing as well. So, see if this is going to be the answer they need and the change-up.
Is Marvel worth getting into?
As they force the mission vehicle closer and closer.
I enjoy it. It's definitely got its problems though.
Already catching Kurova. Velocity does have the dance. There you go.
It's a lot more like Overwatch 1.
Coming in.
It's a lot more old spammy 6v6 open queue, that type of thing. But it's got its pluses, its minuses. Just depends on you, buddy. I'd check it out though, yeah.
Madara has the Eye of Agamotto, but it only lands on Gargoyle, and he's going to be healed right back up to fruition with Izuyaki still having their own dance up. Impunity now going for his own bite, and Rymazing dives down, goes to the reset, tries to get a cheeky angle over to the back end, while Smash, after having an insane performance on the Wolverine with the final stand, it's his final hope after he gets the itch step and finds the Luna. But in this isolation, he gets frozen and unfortunately cannot help out the rest of his team, who were getting harassed by Finale originally before they take down Finale at the hands of Velocity.
Looking like a Doom match right now between these strategists. Izuyaki going to be taken away though, getting third party there, and now looking to see if they can catch something else into this one.
I agree. I agree, Damien.
Going to be able to keep their team online. Reject forced it back here, taking a lot of damage here. Marvel in deep trouble, needs to get the heck out of there, and will fall back eventually.
Oh, point blank, he doesn't have the passive. He used it already. We saw it earlier. And with Piggy finding Kurova, that means they don't have the res. This forces Dark Zero to play a little bit more safe because time is of the essence. Less than 20 seconds on the clock. And keep your eyes onto Gargoyle and Marvel. Dobby will have that Sia to keep everybody sustained too. And focus on having Dark Zero shooting at that Sia. It comes online and Rymazing does not have that End Song Inferno, as now you see the Born again after Marvel uses the Feast of the Abyss to bring Velocity right back.
The neutral fight matters so little in this game. I wouldn't say it does, like it barely matters. Like I wouldn't say that, but it matters less. Yeah, it is. Like all of Reject are Overwatch pros.
It's going to be Fate of Both Worlds coming online. Agamotto as well. Might just be able to nullify some of its impact there, but they stand strong. Down to the butterfly from Finale in the back here. Rymazing jumping up there with the End Song Inferno. Here comes the Meteor trying to pop someone down. Oh, they will find a couple of KOs. Impunity one in the same. The game is still playing through, and both teams refuse to go down.
Was even in numbers here too as well until right then. Finale and Marvel, they found right.
My problem with No Man's Sky, bro, is the same thing like
being around and overtime taking
same thing as Minecraft. Like there's no point.
Stop Finale. Unfortunate as they hold back Darkseer right before that next.
I just play a single player game, bro. You know.
My goodness, amazing stuff are coming through.
It's quite heavy in the damage output themselves. There is the Jeff coming in for FlyQuest though, giving themselves their own little priority here. With Venom currently banned away from their opponents. If they want to one-side Jeff, they might be forcing 100 Thieves to ban out that Venom, as once again, symbolic shenanigans is very scary to deal with. And of course, this map has some pretty solid environmental spots, especially on points 1 and 2.
And it was the one time that we see both teams actually taking out the Venom.
Yep.
Really
yeah, I'm good, Mike.
Just pivotal with the team up with Jeff, but also just
sort
probably
of fell down the list a bit.
Yeah. I mean, I also feel like when it comes to just Vanguards in a vacuum, I think Venom's probably one of the higher up ones, I'd say, in that case of just like what they
pretty good.
Yeah, anti-heal, just what they can do as a character. You have really good mitigation, really good mobility, whether it's in dive, anti-dive, something a little bit more brawly. Combinations with any form of damage boost for Feast of the Abyss can be really nice. Invisible Woman is taken out, really sort of takes out some of the strength and the power that you'd see in the stuff like the Hell and Namor compositions, and a one-sided Emma in the hands of FlyQuest.
Could give them a lot of extra.
People are making civilizations now. I'm out here smuggling snipweed. What the fuck?
The Emma on this interesting path do perform a little bit better.
You're missing out a lot, White.
Adam will be secured.
You have more fun out there than with Rivals. Wait, really? Wait, people have civilizations in No Man's Sky now, where you could be a bounty hunter. You could be the Mandalorian. That actually does sound fire. I didn't know that.
I doubt we'll be seeing a rocket ban from these teams, despite it jumping up in priority. And
can I coach you with Rivals? I don't know.
Save from 100 Thieves, meaning that both teams now have their hands on a Jeff.
I mean, it was a little bit late, I think. You had maybe like one ban, but they wanted to try and get the one-sided Emma Frost more than the one-sided Jeff. So maybe it feels like it just gets rid of a protect 400 Thieves right at the end. It gives you that choice to actually take out the Loki right at the end, which is starting to be a little bit more thrown in. Certainly on this map, actually, it is something that we have seen a little bit before from the side of FlyQuest. So clearly they have some ideas on these kind of compositions, but like having the Jeff on either side, again,
fresh cut G,
if it's in triple strat, if it's in 2-2-2, plug in and play at the moment, for sure.
Actually, I don't know why I'm saying thank you. You didn't say anything about it. You just said fresh cut, but yeah.
Like you say, but in this case, Loki could have been utilized in double Adam compositions. If you want to come back into a fight, why not do it twice? May I introduce you to our new product, Adam Warlock, twice. As we are heading into Yggdrasil Path, starting off with FlyQuest on defense, 100 Thieves. They're already hovering. One of the most aggressive compositions I've seen, but again, take this with a grain of salt. A lot of this may be utilized just to look through the window and see what they can spy that FlyQuest are playing. Zelos, by the way, is bringing out the Cloak and Dagger.
I mean, we have seen a little bit more of it, especially when Jeff's in play. It seems like, you know, Fate did a really good job of it yesterday, for example, going up against what Citadel Gaming were running. So he's going to be in play so far. 100 Thieves trying to go for like a bunker breaking composition with the Moon Knight. Terra's trying to farm up the ultimate as quickly as possible, and on these convoy maps it doesn't take long. Shout out to Canuta that did it in like 20 seconds on Midtown in stage 2 for AMEA. But here it's North America all the way. These teams wanted to get a bit of a rematch in from the group stages of stage 2. And there you go, there's the hand of Khonshu. Very quick, very early on. The Groot trying to escape. A bit of mitigation in from the Bulwark keeps him alive.
Bro, you were speaking a different language.
For a second though, it's delaying it over on the Storm, cleaning up house. Spearback's going to bring back one of the Vanguards, but not the other. Spark Chief gets taken out.
It's going to delay even longer though. They go for the Loki clone with the God of Mischief. Cooper copying onto Zelos so they can get an Eternal Bond as they were already charged up here. And the fact is, 100 Thieves won that fight and FlyQuest still sustained them. That card has moved just a few meters, less than 10 meters so far. Second Eternal Bond coming out for FlyQuest to buy even more time, forcing defensive ultimates outside the spawn of 100 Thieves just to try and survive long enough to find the opportunity to break this.
We've seen so many teams move away from going for triple Vanguard, triple Strategist, this like bunker composition that FlyQuest are running. And now it's starting to be cleaned up. Instantly, you've got Vest that's moved over towards the Strange, ready to go for another fight, but it seems to be the way to go. Just try to force as many engagements, stall this objective for as long as possible, because a minute and a half has been bought. You have like 2, 3, maybe even 4
This
engagements
skin is terrible.
on this defensive FlyQuest.
Wow, he was already ready.
We've already tripled the distance. The 100 Thieves were able to get a little bit earlier, but here comes the Omega Hurricane to try and shut down the defense positions, trying to get onto that Loki with Jeff Nado. They're trying to push on through and see if they can shut
he
down
can't get around
the
though.
bodies off this point, but a lot of them were able to evade it. FlyQuest once again with great positioning, strangling Prison for the chase with the hand of Conchu for a blow up. Delena makes it a double, triple, but Terra will fall.
Okay, signs of life from 100 Thieves. We're not just going to roll over and instantly lose the series. Let's go.
Blessing, but not his champion, will continue to move towards the gate.
You know, Zelos that was on the Cloak and Dagger before, I think was one of the reasons why that Sharknado managed to miss quite a lot. Has switched over towards
Liddy,
the
he
Luminous
was.
Node. There's no pole play available now for FlyQuesters. They've just used it. So now Spark Chief wanted to try and dive in and hold it down. Heaven's Judgment is available. He's trying to pull the fight from 100 Thieves towards the back of the point, which means that these chokes are a little bit easy to get through. But he goes down in a split second from Delena, who is just raining down hell on this storm.
Cooper coming in with the Ice Arts for at least a little bit of extra sustain, has to drop the fate of both worlds so that their team could hold the point, but there's not that many bodies on the point. Beth will be respawning. They have to give up on the Eye of Hunger.
Yeah, go for it, Mike. You get to play 3 heroes every game.
Coming out from TTK, who does not need
Grass is always greener, buddy.
Spark Team, 100 Thieves are just picking them off.
You get such a boring map to watch? Horrible take. This is the best map in the game.
Because I think they realized that this might be doomed. With 60 seconds remaining, we're just seeing delays as much as possible. Vest buys a touch more time, as does Spark Team, but they're just being picked off one by one. Even more delays from Vision.
Did Envy really lose to Chopper Mag? Yeah.
But the gates
yeah, they did.
Open.
Yeah, 3 minutes for this second checkpoint. He could definitely be stalled out here. Terra sort of doing what we saw a little bit from him. I think it was up against Crazy Raccoon on Central Park, where it's just, okay, they're running this composition, instant Wolverine, instant decimation of any Vanguards that sit up there.
I just realized we gave FlyQuest Hella Namor.
Now to Namor Hella, something that allows them to set up
Hell's
and use
Heaven
these
S-tier map?
sightlines,
No,
use the
Gig
high
Path
ground,
is
and
the best
crossfire as
map.
much as they possibly can. 100 Thieves are not really built to dive in onto these opponents with how they're set up on the ground with the Groot and the Jeff. But it's a case of, like, if they have to try and stall on the objective for FlyQuest, which is the name of the game for this, they might end up with more than they bargained for. There's a last stand that's very close for Terra that he's not going to switch off the character just yet. An invisible boundary is just going to kind of force FlyQuest to back off a little bit more, give Delena a bit of a window to leap in with the Galactic Legend, but there really isn't any pressure going in onto FlyQuest right now outside of forcing that fate of both worlds and then a Silent Seduction to follow.
Strangling Prison came on out, but wasn't able to find a target. 400 Thieves, instead of running out of resources here. Vision, Horde of Proteus takes down Melena. Eye of Agamotto will be dropped to try and take him down, to try and get the flip. Vinny gets energy, but they're being completely outnumbered. Last stand for Wolverine, pulling back with a little bit of healing.
We copied.
Not able to sustain on through. TTK falls, and FlyQuest will sustain that 100 Thieves, finding the odd pick, but they just out-traded every single time. FlyQuest will hold.
It felt like 100 Thieves set themselves up nicely there, because you have got the Galactic Legend, forces out the fate of both worlds, and then Eye of Agamotto from TTK connecting.
I like the swaps from 100 Thieves.
With an elimination.
Except for TTK being on Strange, I mean, TTK is just a masochist. He loves playing Doctor Strange and Emma. He loves it.
Might be the way to go forwards, as the Goddess of Death is going to be used right in this corner. It's going to catch 100 Thieves as they try to pivot around and fight, find a new place to try and take this fight from. Terra gets picked off, and there's now just less than 90 seconds for 100 Thieves. This payload hasn't moved as far as it can have done. FlyQuest holding on.
You main Panther?
Bullied 100 Thieves off of the objective itself.
God bless you, sir.
You have Portal. We're hearing screams over in our setup here as they're getting extremely hyped up right now. Into the back line. In comes Spark Chief. Soul Drainer to try and lock him down, but he's able to evade it, meaning that they can just keep harassing Tidal Dirge to try and punish the front line. 100 Thieves.
How's it, David? It's been alright, memes. How you doing?
Distracted and harassed here. Uber goes down.
Yeah. There's no Cooper for the time being. Investors as well. And this is times where you have fate of both worlds. You actually had a lot for FlyQuest that you were just sitting back on waiting for the...
They're just going to use Cap ult and Luna ult, install Infinite.
Before you're really expecting it. 100 Thieves are trying to make this work without dedicating any more ultimates. You do lose a Delena that was on the out of Warlock, but the passive is going to bring you back into the fold. This is a really good fight for 100 Thieves. Just as we're getting close to overtime, 20 seconds left. They have 5 ultimates, 6 almost, with Terra having that Goddess of Death.
Hell yeah,
they
bro.
Need to use anything then.
They are so very close. 100 Thieves trying to creep towards that last gate. FlyQuest, they burned the fate of both worlds on that first setup, and they're going to use Freedom Charge for this second. And look
Mark the Atom, run his ass down.
Guided. They know how much Delena is important in this fight. If they can take them out, then there's no revives, but they just cannot keep the pressure on due to the fact that Terra was in the air. Ayamogamoto from TTK for the first setup. Continued distraction. No pickups from either side, but at overtime is starting to tick down every time they step off of the point. Forced to push on up. TTK, one of a few controller players, has very few cooldowns left. Uber's Vision is trying to go onto the flank. See if they can get a quick blow up onto the strategist. The Comic Revival comes on out, brings back Vinny, allowing Freedom Charge. Bonus help to allow this push to come on in with Hella from the sky. Pushing extra damage, she gets soul drained herself, but is able to retreat into that area. Oh, the Proteus takes out the front line. And Ryan, it's looking rough for Thieves.
It's Jeff is going to be used.
Are we going to Jeff 9 our own team off point?
For 100 Thieves, and it's just used to keep the sustain going. Nobody else has gone down in the time being. It's able to pick up to the Hella, but everybody else from 100 Thieves that was there just got pushed back. They were not able to touch. And FlyQuest drawed a line in the sand of Yggdrasil that they are now seeking to cross on their attacking side.
Rough situation. Not a terrible push for 100 Thieves. Way over halfway through this map, meaning that it is doable, but FlyQuest, they've already shown just how strong they are, especially in these aggressive setups here. And you can see a couple hovers here onto some interesting stuff. I doubt we'll see the main strategist Cooper onto the Daredevil, but it will at least give them a little bit of opportunity to once again look through the window. 100 Thieves, though, they do have Adam protected. FlyQuest did not. So if they want to go for a heavy defense, then they could go for Adam or Rocket or both. It's risky because you lose a lot of healing output here because you're very reliant on the AoE healing of Rocket to really make up the numbers there.
I'm being really impressed with FlyQuest this event. I think some teams...
Another J9 of the exact spot as Tanuki.
But the fact that FlyQuest play both the triple strategist and 2-2-2 so well...
Has there been any Daredevil usage? Yeah.
There may be favorites for this
Not
event,
as much as I think,
well they
but...
put it up against Na'Vi earlier.
I would very much be with you. FlyQuest teasing us by looking through the window. That is what they're using this for, so that they can set up.
Oh, which character do you mean? I wonder.
Possibly be seeing Spider-Man and Daredevil in the triple duelist setup for the rollout. But I think we will be seeing this Moon Knight to burst on through, especially with this Groot already set up. And we go into a standard 2-2-2 for FlyQuest. As one
you know anything about the next character, Rogue? No.
Up for the defense with Vinny setting up the walls, but he's trying to trade out with Spark Chief.
Yeah, it's the Hella instead of a Storm, though. That's the main difference for FlyQuest. The Spark Chief trying to farm up the Strangler Prison, seeing if he can match the time that Energy might be able to do on the Fist of Khonshu. Vision, yeah, forcing out the BR back early is nice. It means that Vinny is going to be back into the fold fairly soon. But there's not really too much else. Terra will have the portal to work with, but he's right in the middle of the fight, and almost as an Eye of Agamotto before anybody else has got their ults.
Fist of Khonshu, of course, for the zoning potential that's allowing FlyQuest to create.
Is Vision the best Hella player? I think, I don't know.
For that Revival, but that won't
Vision is really good at Hella, but so is Energy.
Back for this next defense, which means Delena may be able to build up a Karmic Revival, but positioning is going to be key. We saw a little bit of it earlier where teams are sending their Adam Warlocks off into corners to hide, to wait for those revives, and there's a chance they may need to do that because Delena will not have Cocoon.
Straight back into the fight. And you already lose the laner, you've got the Life Cocoon now, and almost close to a Karmic Revival. All sorts of stuff being used from 100 Thieves to just kind of keep this going, but there's still picks happening in favor of FlyQuest. You've got the fate of both worlds being copied over from Cooper, and Zelos has his still in hand, so you're able to sort of string these two together potentially. If it wasn't for 100 Thieves really starting to put the pressure in these objectives, starting to clamber on through, there's the Strangler Prison in hand for Vinny. You don't need it, TTK has cleaned up house.
That was so important for 100 Thieves. Yes, being able to hold the point is important, but burning Karmic Revival and the portal for that hold is quite rough to deal with. However, if you're able to pick off quite a few members of your opponents and build up towards more ultimates, then it starts to become more worth it. They burn so much
is such a nuclear bomb here now, bro.
The Groot. That it might have become worth it. Groot is able to retreat.
You just shred that team.
Caught out by the wall. The side introduction comes on out. They use the high ground. Groot wall to escape there after nearly getting caught out. Hand of Khonshu for the push-up.
Oh my god, TTK got top.
to the back line, takes out Vision and Cooper, and the Eye of Agamotto from Terra to keep this momentum going. FlyQuest, Zelos was the only thing keeping them up in that fight, but the Fate of Pokemon is about to expire, while Harvey still has Invisible Boundary. Terra might need it as he drops low, but they don't even use it. They utilize Millennia to keep them topped up with that repair mode, and the Thieves repel FlyQuest again.
100 Thieves just doing it, sort of a bank, a couple of ultimates down. Vision's going to switch over towards the Bucky to see if they can maybe pull some people out of position there. That wall from Groot was so good to just be able to dodge it, and TTK has had so many great like bulwarks to block some of that damage, but Meteor M taking out 2 in that instance. FlyQuest might be full held here on first.
Being zoned away at least a little bit. Thieves, they have potentially 1 to 2 more holds here. Terra will likely not have falls, but they do have Karmic Revival and BRB straggling prison. Adam Conchu though, good fight!
Born again.
Immediately Karmic Revival is popped just to stay, but it's in the doorway with Kraken Impact. It's a smorgasbord! FlyQuest crushing through, and Thieves are being deleted! Cosmic Yard Amplifier!
Oh shit!
Thieves turn it! They get revives, sustain the Kraken Impact, and FlyQuest are taken off the board!
Holy fuck.
That was looking like it was going to be fish in a barrel for FlyQuest. It couldn't have been any better setup. You have Strangling Prison, you have got the Hand of Khonshu, and Vision's just slamming on down with the Kraken's Impact. But 100 Thieves, a Karmic Revival worked perfectly for Delana, but also the Amplifier to get some damage
It's so winnable
out.
for
Fly. It was so tough now for FlyQuest to find an opening here. Energy switched over towards the Wolverine to see if he can get his hands onto Vinny, who has his own Strangler Prison and a Meteor M that could be the end of this map.
We're in the overtime on this first point. Wolverine comes in with the Feral Leaf, not able to find the first pickup, at least for the moment. Meteor M.
Wait, why are we Meteor Ming when they have green still?
Anyone out in the open. Regeneration Domain will sustain. There's the Soul Bond for a little bit of extra sustain as well. Soul Bond is going to expire, but the Straggling Prison will
Delena's just trolling.
Anyway, Delena falls, but has Cocoon, Invisible Boundary, Terror
Delena's back.
Numbers in favor of FlyQuest, but that Cocoon might be coming back off cooldown, might be up already, meaning if Terror comes back in time, they might be able to reinforce.
No, Iron Fist is actually insane. Like, it's insane.
Vision gets 2, gets 3.
Delena's so close.
Going for it. Terra's going for the portal to try and
Delena
reach
doesn't get it.
But I don't know if he has the time, Ryan. He's gonna cancel the portal, and FlyQuest break the gate.
Delana just got his Karmic Revival.
If he didn't get caught out in the open right there, when the M ult came out, they could have won.
Use it. The Kraken's Impact just sends him all the way back to spawn, and 100 Thieves, it looked like they might be able to hold on with just how those fights were going. But FlyQuest managed to get themselves across the line.
I didn't even see him get stuck. What the fuck?
Now they've got 2 minutes, which isn't a lot of time to get here on second, but look how far they've pushed up. They know they need to create as much space as possible. 3 players stunned, 3 players CC'd. One of them is Delana. He's got the Life Cocoon that's going to be used up at this moment. They're really still trying to
That's fine. I think 100 Thieves still win the game.
That's so
Their ult eco is just so good here. They have Delena's ult. Delena will have passive res soon. They're going to build cap ults off of the delays from the support ults too.
But they need to make sure that Vinny stays
no, they're not feeding. That was fine. Shadow. They used two ults for that.
The terrain is about to respawn. Trap on the TTK. The ball
he's fine. 100 Thieves should win. They should win. They have the advantage.
We're down to 1 minute and 28 seconds.
So there's copy. Vision's dead. This isn't last fight though.
100 Thieves are trying to make something happen off of this, with Cooper keeping the team topped up. Psionic Seduction to try and trap them on the ramp, because the finish line is right there. Meteor M looking for the strategist. It's going to hit one.
Oh my god, energy. That grab is insane.
Him off the point, and TTK is picked up alone.
There's only one ball of metal that's scary when it flies across the sky.
It doesn't matter if
the
Terra dies here.
adamantium of energy. The leaping across now as
they
still
have rocket passive res.
The Karmic Revival, 100 Thieves digging in their heels with just less than a minute
this
to
go. This look like it's going to be last fire
right here. That pesky player of Spark Chief that's now just trying to pull back the sideline.
Or they kill Spark,
they
kill Spark.
That
doesn't matter though, he'll be back.
Him. It's now 5 players for FlyQuest. 4 actually free, as they've all been picked off from this damage that's been thrown out from 100 Thieves.
Alright, this is final fight. Let's see what else we got. This again should be 100 Thieves win. They have cap ult. They're going to have Terra, they have Harvey, and Fly has nothing. Fly literally has nothing. They will not get a support ult. This should be unlosable.
They brought out the Hell Up, they brought out the Namor, they're going for resets. If they win this fight,
cap ult, run at their backline, and then you kill their tanks. Just kill fucking Vest.
The same could be said on the other side, especially with Cooper not having that God of Mischief could become resets for the Kraken impact.
So here now, 100 Thieves trying to bring us.
They're letting them farm. Like we have to go. Like we have to capital to go before they build their ults.
Just about 7 meters to work with for FlyQuest.
Okay, we lost. We lost. They have everything now.
This composition. Yeah, it's a great pickup in this area, but Energy's the one that gets taken down.
We wasted
Kraken's
Bucky
impact is now
come
into full fruition, and everything that could be thrown out for 100 Thieves. 4 ultimates in hand, 2 have already been used.
It's actually losable now. We just waited so long.
Giving the rest of 100 Thieves a little bit of a setup. Here comes Best with the Psionics introduction to try and set him up. Cosmic Guard amplifier for the bonus health. Vision has Horn and Proteus. Copy for a bait of both worlds to allow one more sustain.
Vision's
the
dead.
Vision falls. The Horn comes
We still have Karmic Revival
nothing.
too.
Millennia's ultimate expires, but they're still fighting on this. TTK falls. No Karmic. The Karmic Revival comes on now. Alright,
as long as there's no C9, we're chilling.
Reach TTK, who found themselves isolated, but Harvey will return with visible boundary. TTK is back. Portal for FlyQuest. They can say this one.
Oh my god, he almost got her.
Which has to be utilized with
they got her. Wait, but BRB, but the Rocket Bongo. No way 100 Thieves trolled this game. Nah, you guys are terrible. You guys are legit terrible. That's crazy. That's crazy.
And FlyQuest take the second map.
100 Thieves is terrible.
It couldn't have been.
GG, bro. That's crazy. No, legit. Like, all we have to do is just cap ult, run at their backline. That's it. And they just sat there, let them farm their ults. Yeah, that was horrible ult tracking for 100 Thieves. Like, they played that so bad, bro. Wait, Reject beat Dark Zero. I saw an ad would happen. 100 Thieves just fucking choked. They just choked. How fuck did Reject beat Dark Zero? Does that even matter, guys? Does Reject beating Dark Zero even matter?
For the Dark Zero side, but a Reject. It's only Korova into this one. They're just trying to hold on to maintain their life here. But they
really? I didn't think so.
Already, and they're on the home stretch here. Korova's isolated in the back, and they will be denied. That is huge for the stagger potential here.
Yeah, the Jeff, sure you find Piggy, but now you're back with the rest of your team, and you made the swap. Says, all right, I don't like the Invisible Woman. I don't want to be on the Jeff. Let's make some swaps here. Amazing goes back to the Phoenix. This also is why it's so important to highlight the flexibility of your team when you get to this level of Marvel rivals in terms of competition. Impunity does have the Feast of the Abyss, but Marvel is the MVP. He is enabled together with Finale, who, by the way, has not been looked at once, and he's got the Dance of the Butterflies as he activates, and he follows up together with Piggy to find Smash. Smash not having a good time as Impunity is able to find the tether into Izayaki. Madara does have the Eye of Agamotto, and Amazing together could follow up, but they need that survivability. You're looking at Impunity trying to disrupt Reject.
Did Chopper Mag play Mr. Fantastic? I have no idea.
Keeping Amazing up, and they will be able to sneak around the
Envy out is that's hella embarrassing. Yeah, Envy definitely.
They get a big bionic hook. They do. Korova sets straight back into action there. Amazing KO onto them, and Amazing. They're denying everybody on Dark Zero here. They still got some ults online, but last matchup of the day. It's VP taking on Envy. And Dan, how are you feeling about this one?
A little bit discombobulated. You know, VP, they secured themselves that final, or the first spot here in the playoffs here in group letter A, but on the flip side, Envy, you could argue, have been a little bit of a lackluster result here.
Yeah, probably not achieving the results they'd be hoping for out of this one. You know, definitely.
And then what's the other match? Like, no one cares about this match. Legit, no one cares. It doesn't even matter. It, like, no, 100 Thieves are in playoffs. And then CR versus Na'Vi? Like, does anyone care about that either, bro? Like, you know what, chat? You know what? I am gonna end stream, take a nap, because I feel fucking terrible. Like, really sore and just sick. And then I'll be back with some ranked later. We're gonna get deadly later. I don't think anybody cares about these matches, I'm gonna be honest, guys.
Of their run after this
I'm gonna be so for real.
but we have to look.
Drink some water. I'll drink some water, bro.
They are the ones topping
But I feel like a fucking,
VP have been
like, ugh,
so far.
it's terrible.
That's it, a blazing ahead. You can see
But
a VP
good watch party. I'll see you guys later tonight. Thanks for watching, boys.
looking to